you're going to have a really bad time. And so that's really what the issue is. So we don't need to know what it's like.
Stop telling me to go to liars.
Liars.
Liars. They are paid to lie to you.
Who's paid?
Also, I'm sorry. They have more incentive to lie. They have more of an incentive to lie because idiots like you fall for their shit and they get paid for that. Hello? God forbid.
No, see, it's you just don't, like, she just don't get it, bro. Like, she don't get it. And she just don't get it. Like, it's... People understand your point of view, they just don't care about it. It's not complicated. You want more money. You want more money, you want protections for your job. That's really what it's gonna narrow down to. Right? Like, these two things is what it's gonna come down to. You really think that nobody can fucking figure this out?
I want my industry to actually, like, I don't know, function, and that everybody gets paid and everybody gets, like, health care. Did you know that, like, once things become union, people get paid a lot more? So people are like, oh, but...
Well, why would a customer want that? Why would a customer want you to get paid more money? Because usually if there are wage increases, the end user could end up paying more money. The big problem that a lot of these people in these Hollywood industries and Hollywood unions have is that they think that there is any sort of solidarity and understanding that the average person has about a person in entertainment not getting paid enough money. The reality is that entertainment is seen as a luxury industry, and that's the reason why when a streamer complains about their job, everybody gets mad at them. And it's because people think working in entertainment is really easy and it's effortless and it's just like dumb. So whether you think that's true or not, I don't need to debate that with you because it doesn't matter what you think. What matters is what the audience thinks. And if the audience thinks that, then that's what it is. And there's just people just don't like, there's a lot of people like this, and that they're so intellectually and emotionally captured by their thinking that it prevents them from seeing the point of view of anybody else. And if they do see the point of view of somebody else, they are unwilling to compromise with this person at all. And they just tell the person that they're wrong and they shouldn't think that way. That's not the way it works. So intellectually retarded. Yeah, exactly. And so, like, you tell, and this is the way it is. Like, you know, for example, actors crying in COVID. People are like, well, and I bet being an actor during COVID was stressful. I bet it was. But, like, nobody has any sympathy for people that work in the entertainment industry. And that's pretty much a period at the end of that. And maybe it shouldn't be like that, but it do.
You know, then some non-union actors will have to join the union. Yeah, they'll be able to easily because they'll get paid more. Also, there are options that the union has to help pay for those things. There are options to help people pay for the union dues within SAG, but you don't know that. Oh my God, it's almost like you're not an actor. It's almost like you're not a voice actor.
Well, you're not a, yeah, exactly, they're not. So why would they care?
This is very insufferable.
Why would they care about this? Like, they're going to side with the company. They don't care about how... people don't care about how things are made. They care about what it is. And so if the product is a problem, they're going to look at you as the one that's the problem. That's it. It's so fucking entitled. Well, it's... The thing is, like, I support unions and everything like this, but what I don't support is, like, this, like, weird thing where... These people, like, they don't even understand or try to look at it from the point of view of somebody that disagrees with them or doesn't really care. And I think this is a big problem. And I'm going to tell you what the end result... Actually, let me finish this video, then I'll talk about it.
And neither are these YouTubers. But bottom line is that both non-union actors and union actors in a video game want it to go union and have wanted it to go union for a long time.
Yeah.
So nobody else's opinion that is super fucking wrong anyway matters. Hope this helps.
Is that it? Okay, that's it. So here's what's going to happen is that you're going to get replaced with AI, and you're gonna have to, I don't know, like do DoorDash or something. That's what's gonna happen to you. And the reason why it's gonna happen is because you are disagreeable, annoying, and you're asking for something that you think that you're entitled to that you're not. You're not entitled to always having this company do whatever you want. You're not entitled to making the customer base of the game agree with you and making an appeal to your authority on it. As if these people that you're talking to have no similar experience. Do you think that people don't understand like what a union is? People don't understand this? Like, yeah, I'm sure some people don't, but I think the majority of people, especially, you know, average like adults, understand what a union is. And so all these people that are getting mad about this on Genshin Impact, like they really wilding out about this too. Like it's crazy. Genshin VA. Let me see if I find any of this. They're really Keking voice actor who defended a known sexual abuser draws the line when it's a voice actor from Japan. Why these people they are just popping the fuck off. So this is what's gonna happen. Gaming game sign the interim is the best outcome for all actor. Publicly saying that you're okay with putting non-union voice actors in a bad situation if game companies sign the interim. What game companies need to do, like if I was Hoyoverse, this is what I would be doing. I would be thinking about how can I get AI in my games as fast as possible that consumers don't care about and it has the same level of quality, so I can stop paying these psychotic freaks that are sitting around on Twitter trying to fuck up my product. That's what I would be doing. China has AI laws? Well, that's a great thing that they're in Singapore and not China then, right? And so anyway, never doubt. Yeah, exactly. And I'm going to tell you, this is what's going to happen. Hero High video about this is great. Yeah, I'll watch a little bit about this because, like, I think these people don't understand, like, they don't understand where this is going. Like, I know where this is going. I tell you where this is going. They don't want to know it. And you see, like, this is crazy. We you know what? I'm gonna watch. Oh my God. We need to get the Genshin community banned. They're trying to get the community banned. So they're gonna call them stupid, get them banned, complain that they're not getting enough money, and then be surprised whenever the customers don't like they're not on your side. Bitch, what? What? What are you doing?
Welcome back. Hope you've been having a great weekend. And believe it or not, we've got another
See, like,
set
there's
of
always Genshin drama, and like, I usually, the day that it happens, I usually don't pay attention to it, because it's usually like, oh, what, some, like, mentally ill middle school girl came up with some problem that nobody has? But, like, this seems like there's a lot of adults that are just acting like mentally ill middle school girls, and so we're gonna take a look and investigate into this topic, right? This is crazy. It's easy to talk like that about people who's the ones that jobs at risk are crazy. What about the actual majority of normal people, decent, hardworking men and women? If they're crazy, is this about like kind of how I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm the most empathetic, and I'm the most pro-worker person that there is. But being pro-worker doesn't mean you're pro-retard. Telling it to people the way it is not being an asshole. It's being kind. Coddling, obfuscating, and using a bunch of euphemisms to disguise a reality that everybody knows is coming does nobody any benefits other than you for making yourself feel like you're a good person. You're not. You're not a good person, not you particularly. I'm saying in general. You're not a good person for lying to somebody, feeding them a false reality, and then when they have to reap the consequences of that false reality being shattered, you're nowhere to be found. You're on to the next cause. You're virtue signaling to the next thing. Meanwhile, they don't have any fucking money. So when I tell it to people and I say this is the way it is, I'm doing it for their benefit. And I'm the only one that thinks like this. Because everybody else doesn't. They're too worried about being seen in the right way. It's patting yourself on the back? Yeah, exactly. And the only person who should be patting himself on the back is me. Which is what makes sense.
updates to go over regarding this ongoing situation with a number of SAG-AFTRA voice actors.
And I don't even do that.
And how they've been getting a ton of backlash
I don't
from the
need to do
internet
that.
at large, but especially the Genshin Impact community, who has done a great job of exposing these people. This is now like the 4th video I've made on this topic, the last 3 all around 15 to 19 minutes long or so. And at this point in time, there's just way too much to recap here in the intro without being like extremely long-winded and redundant. So hopefully you are in the loop with what's been going on.
Yeah,
but
they're,
if you
it's a
don't
boycott.
know about any of this stuff, please consider watching my prior videos. And or you can even just go to like the Genshin Impact subreddit, look at the top posts from the last week, and scrolling through that you should see plenty of information, although some of those posts were apparently getting mass reported by the defenders of these corrupt VAs to try and get the information taken down and censored.
What a
It
surprise.
does seem like since then, some of those posts have actually been reinstated by the Genshin Impact moderators though, but just know that's been an ongoing issue too.
Wow,
Alright, so
that's
thanks
never
for your
happened.
patience. Now on to the new stuff.
Okay.
We're going to start with something very amusing. I think you guys are going to find this hilarious. So I got this tag from Enthusiasm. Thank you for the tag. It says, "Hey Hero Hey, check this out. Absolute cinema of failed damage control." And that takes us to a top post on our Genshin Impact from 14 hours ago titled, "A voice actor came on Reddit arguing why Jacob," that being Jacob Takanashi, the UVA for Kenichi / Mihoyo, were in the wrong. Mihoyo, of course, referring to like Rovers, Genshin Impact, etc., etc. After having all their points refuted, they, the voice actor, deleted their entire account.
I love it. I love it. Oh.
Yeah, go figure. It's even worse than that though, because this person originally went to our Genshin Impact trying to do this damage control and it didn't work there. Everyone calling him out and exposing his lies. Then he went over to the Gacha Gaming subreddit and tried it there, where the
This is what I said before about like these people, their worldview and their existence can only exist inside of a vacuum. They can only exist and succeed when everybody else who disagrees with them is silenced and nobody can speak out against it. They can only exist like, it's like, you know, like how those there's like, you know, those white rhinos and those pandas whose dicks don't work, and so they're in an endangered species and they have to be on like a reservation and be protected. Well, this is kind of the same thing, because like these people they can't exist in the natural order of things, and so they have to be on their own little protected you know, species reservation.
Gaming community at large also exposed this person's lies.
I'm just saying,
People
that's the
then
way it
claimed
is.
that they tracked down this VA's Blue
Just
Sky
the truth.
account, and on the Blue Sky account we'll take a look at in a moment, we can see that
Well,
VA.
that says you already said enough. He already says the Blue Sky account. We already know what it's going to be. Everybody knows what it's going to be. It's going to be some dumb shit.
Saying that the whole Genshin Impact subreddit deserves to be
that's the
banned,
reservation.
and also reposting posts from other Blue Sky VAs that are essentially advocating for non-union VAs to get harassed. We'll get to all that. First, let's take it from the top. So,
yeah, of course.
he makes this attempted damage control post filled with a bunch of misleading information and gaslighting. The exact same stuff these people have already tried over the last
Supporting
few
a billion-dollar company, not agreeing to do the bare minimum is wrong. You don't get to decide what's wrong and right. People do. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't care about you. They care about the multi-billion-dollar company. They care about the product. Like, you try to make this wrong and right argument like you're some kind of fucking hero. This isn't a Marvel movie. Get the fuck out of here. People just want to play a video game and not have to deal with some bullshit. Like, that's literally it. It's these people always self-aggrandize themselves like they're fighting against some kind of fucking, you know, like Thanos or something. It's so embarrassing. Like, what are you even thinking? Like, really, it's just pathetic, bro. Like, really, it's so pathetic.
days that we already talked about here on the channel has been
Yeah.
refuted over and over again. And
Dealing
so
with
going
bullshit,
right
yeah,
to the top
exactly.
responses to
Theater
him, we can
kids.
see
Well,
comments
literally.
like this. Why does every voice actor or SAG shill come here with, but did you know Taft-Hartley?
Yeah.
Do you think it'll magically solve all our concerns? Like, anyone who reads one single thread regarding VA drama in sub is aware of Taft-Hartley and how complicated it actually is, 3-time limit in 90 days and so on. Yet they chime in thinking we know nothing about Taft-Hartley. How ignorant are they? Koi went dead silent when they asked about that. Funniest stuff ever. Not only that, his sign first, negotiate later comment, like, buddy, that's not how it works. You negotiate the terms first, so both parties know what they are signing and what is expected of each of them. Funny how they all say the exact same thing, almost like they received a guide telling them what to say in their posts.
Well, they probably
then
did.
disappear when they're asked the problematic questions.
Yeah, they did.
They're 100% receiving their talking points from SAG-AFTRA. They always say, stop spreading misinformation, and this is for AI protection.
The average person doesn't care about AI voice acting. And I think I can prove that with Darth Vader. It's been AI for years. What? It's a literal fact. Like, that's the way it is.
But then don't elaborate when asked further questions or vague about it.
Yeah.
Like, what? It's you guys spreading misinformation. They sound like freaking robots at this point, regurgitating the same spiel every time. The voice actor who made this post is probably reading this right now and getting people to report this post as we speak. Edit, Sean Laraway, the poster, changed his Blue Sky description to Genshin Impact is cringe because he's all mad. This is
like, how do you think that, like, how do you think this is gonna work? So you have a bunch of these, like, theater kids that are in, like, they're in rage phase, and they're really having a moment. And you think that you're gonna be in a good situation by telling the people that pay you money that their game is cringe? Like, are you retarded? Really? Like, what do you think you're doing? How do you be that stupid?
comedy. Link for anyone who wants a chuckle. It always ends with them trashing on the game. This is childish. Yeah, another great example of this recently was Shara Kirby and her giant rant she made on Blue Sky. And so speaking of Blue Sky, let's hop over to the Blue Sky account linked in that Reddit post.
Oh, this is the reservation.
That's the VA who made that whole damage control
Endangered
thing over on
species.
Reddit. Here's the post I was mentioning earlier. He says, the game
Bro, we got half the website to like his comment. Isn't that crazy? Damn, bro. Like, wow.
Genshin Impact subreddit deserves to be banned at this point.
Yeah.
Freaking hilarious.
So
and
that subreddit needs to get banned because they disagree with you. People don't. Yeah, for sure, bro. Like, absolutely.
pathetic, of course. And then he's also reposting this Blue Sky post from another voice actor that reads, much like how a tolerant group must still be intolerant towards intolerance, a cornerstone of union culture is making sure that scabs, regardless of any sort of legal justifications for what they did, feel constant scorn, shame, and derision for willingly betraying their fellow workers. Piss off.
So what's the logic here that you can bully scabs, but customers can't bully you? What's the logic? Because you think that you're the one that's right? Well, isn't that convenient for you? But really, there's no logic. Yeah, there's no logic. This is not how it works. Like, it's crazy how, like, these people love to have acceptable targets. They love it. It's so fun. What's a scab? So a scab, this is like, so a scab is like when you're in a union and there are people that work through a workers' strike. Like, they still, like, a strike is like where you don't go to work. Like, everybody collectively decides we're not going to work until you give us what we want. And a scab is a person who says, I'm still going to work. And they basically allow the company to continue existing and not have to meet the demands of the union. That's what a scab is.
Continues to rage, and then reference Jacob Takanashi, insulting the dude, and basically trying to get people to harass him. But then you really had voice actors like Little Karibo and Kiba Walker the other day, basically trying to say that, oh, no voice actors are trying to get you harassed, Jacob. That's not happening.
Wow, to say ball is in his court when 5 voice actors or so sent their rabid fan bases to attack him is actually crazy. Foreigners aren't expected to strike for something their labor laws already protect them from. Nobody sent fan bases to attack them. You realize that's what y'all are doing, right? Like, read the text straight up. No one said go attack him for doing this. Yeah, no, you are. If you post and you call somebody a scab, and then there's a whole culture around that, like, you're absolutely calling for somebody to get harassed. And, like, again, you want to call for somebody to get harassed, go ahead, do it. But, like, don't go and act like you're a victim. That's the problem. And you can see, like, this is clearly, like, you know, like, her getting mad. Your community is sending death threats and talking about people's dead relatives. How's that equivalent? It's just hoes mad. I mean, look at this. 3,000 likes, or 3,000 views. It's got 5 likes. 3,000 views. It's got 3.3. It's even got more. It's got 205. It's pretty obvious where the people stand on this. And it's certainly not with these people.
Meanwhile, now they're the ones trying to play victim. Many people viewing this as a desperate attempt at further damage control.
See, this is the problem, right? Is they go and they attack somebody and they want to be able to harass and attack people that don't follow the rules that they've decided that everybody needs to follow for voice acting. And basically, like, now it's like, well, now people are calling us out for bullying, so now we're getting bullied. But isn't this weird, right? Is that you use the idea of the paradox of tolerance, that you can't tolerate the intolerant, but you never think that this is being reflected on you, where people are not tolerating your intolerance towards other people that don't want to agree with you. Like, isn't this the same paradox, but you're the ones who are the ones that were being intolerant? It's horseshit. No, I'm really, you think about this, you really, you think it out, and it don't make sense. So
Seeing how the narratives that they've been trying to spin have completely shattered, and how much public goodwill they've lost. And so ultimately the VA, who made that Genshin Impact post that completely flopped, that people are alleging is that Larway person, then ran over to the Gotcha Gaming subreddit to make basically the same post, trying to damage control there. But it turns out public reception is the same he got over on Genshin Impact, with people calling out his nonsense, and top comments like, anytime a random VA appears to explain the so-called AI protection, quote-unquote, they completely disappear and refuse to say anything once you bring the issue of interim agreement that they want to force companies to sign. I wonder why. Edit, I woke up and he already deleted his account, as expected, lol. He went to the Genshin Impact subreddit, got all of his points refuted, deleted his account, then changed his Blue Sky description to Genshin Impact is cringe. Quick side note, I thought he went to Genshin Impact and then Gotcha Gaming, but maybe it was the other way around. Either way, same outcome, you get the point. And then this response to that says,
no, exactly. And by the way, this is one thing, I just want to see this real quick, because this is a comment that somebody made. And I think that, say somebody said Darth Vader isn't a good example. James Earl Jones is an iconic actor, and people miss him as the actual voice, but 99% of voice actors, nobody knows or cares about who they are. I think you're making my point for me, actually. Is that because none of these people actually have like any sort of like real identity other than like the characters that they're attached to, that's the reason why people aren't going to give a shit about them. So I actually think Darth Vader becomes a better example by that, is that if you can do this to like a very famous actor and people can all know that it's not this person, then what's the probability that you can do it to unknown actors that most people don't really know about that well, and it doesn't make a difference? You see what I'm saying? Like, that's how I see it.
Absolutely loser behavior. Another top comment reading. I'm pretty sure they received talking points from SAG to gaslight us that joining them is for the greater good.
Of course.
Gee, that phrase sounds familiar, and it doesn't have any malicious undertones behind it. Anyways, because of them attacking Jacob and labeling him a scab, Genshin Impact players developed the legendary skill of literacy. And decided to do what they want, which is to do some research. Too bad what we were able to find when combing the agreement is malicious and sounds like they want to monopolize the entire EN dubbing space.
Of course they do. That's the thing. And they want to maintain control. And this is the problem that some unions have, is that, and I'm not going to talk about this in this particular circumstance, but I'll say in a general sense, is that I think that like average customers are generally on the side of unions. Like, they're actually like more pro-union than not. But the issue is that when the unions are doing things that are detrimental for a game or for like an experience, that's whenever you have like the fans that push back on it, right? And so when you're asking for something that isn't in the best interest of the players for whatever reason, or it's not even in the best interest of the company, you're just trying to strong arm them, you lose that sympathy. And this is how unions can also be bad. Like, I'm more pro-union than anti-union, but that doesn't mean that I agree with everything that unions ever do.
And since the genie is now out of the bottle, they're trying really hard to convince us that it's good for a VA to join the Film Actors Guild. And no, it's not a monopoly. Stop looking at our documents.
Well, that's what they're trying to do. Yeah, if they have everybody in the guild, then that way they can force people to agree with them. That's exactly it. Exactly. Like, that's clearly it. Like, so basically, like, you want to establish a monopoly so you can price fix and you can make people pay you this amount of money. That's the goal. Like, obviously, that's the goal. That's smart. Like, I did this in video games.
Yourself at the foot, and then there's blowing yourself up with a bazooka. And finally, going back to Sean Laraway's Blue Sky account, we can see the bio now reads, "We'll always pick on scabs." Oh yeah, these people
pick on scabs. You're always gonna pick on them? That's fine. You want to pick on them, that's okay. But you just have to expect that people are gonna pick on you. See, that's the problem that these people have, is like, I got no problem with people that want to go and do this, but you can't go and get vitriolic and then be surprised when people say, nope. Nope, that's weird. Like, we don't like you. That's the issue. They want it both ways. They want to be able to be vitriolic and aggressive, but they don't ever want anybody who is doing that to them.
People are so brave, having a giant union like SAG-AFTRA backing them and their whole clique as they pick a single individual, Jacob Takanashi, to bully and harass. This is all going so poorly for the union voice actors that there's now top posts on our Genshin Impact like this one from just 1 hour ago saying if half of the characters get recast, then so be it. I used to be for the EA strike, and that AI was the initial threat to their livelihoods. Now as the truth unfolds, this whole strike is just a Trojan horse for Western companies to stick their grubby little hands in a piece of the pie. This outburst from specific VAs is no coincidence. They've probably been feeling this way for a while, and now that there is an outlet, they thought this would be a great chance to rally the troops. Well, now it has completely backfired, and the only thing to show is that some of these VAs are petty and completely unprofessional. Yeah, quick side note, that's something a lot of us have known for years about the Western industry, but it's good that more people are becoming aware of that, so continuing. Most VAs are considered lucky to work on a consistent project that is aimed to last for several years, and you're a recurring character. I'd say that Hoyo has waited long enough, and the gloves should come off. If half the characters
I think that they should too. Like, if I was Hoyoverse, what I would do is I would just replace all these people with AI. I would find people that are like decent actors, and then just like kind of use them, and then use that voice as AI, and that'd be it. They waited for 6 months. Yeah,
it's not.
And also, like, why wouldn't you do this? Like, this is clearly like a big problem that affects your product. I mean, if you're trying to make a good product and you're trying to deliver that product to a customer, aren't you going to try to go with the method that's the most stable, that doesn't have like the chance of popping off on Twitter? AI voice acting is dog shit? No, it's not. AI voice is not good enough yet? Yeah, well, when it will
Kenny's
be,
right now.
I mean, again, like, I think that's a good point. You're saying it's not good enough yet. Let's assume that it is. Let's assume it's not good enough. Let's just assume you're right. You want to lay the foundation to be able to use the AI in the future. That way you can transition over to that, and you don't have to worry about these people trying to strong-arm you. That's just a smart thing to do if you're making a game like this. And I think that's what, like, if I was them, that's what I would do.
Recast, then so be it. I would rather see Hoyo put their foot down and put a halt to the EN dubbing side, sort out the VAs that are still upholding their professionalism, and get rid of the rest. We don't need that toxicity here. It's already bad enough that the game gets enough of a divided reputation. Now the VAs are not helping. They need to go. It's all fun and games until EN players stop spending because the characters are inconsistently voiced. Sure. Now that we know what's really going on, it's safe to say they are already doing that. A top comment reading, do a power play. Realize you don't have any power.
That's the problem.
All of your VAs get recast. Video game companies will now hire non-union VAs to avoid you.
That's right.
It makes one wonder what the heck SAG-AFTRA was thinking about going against the $187 billion a year industry that can and will hire VAs from other countries.
And this is the other problem, is that this is a company that's not based around the West. Like, this is a Singaporean company that comes from China. You're not going to be able to bully them into doing things the same way that you can with an American company. Because they have a totally different value system over there. They don't even understand what the fuck you're saying. They don't care. So, and this is what I said before. This is the part of the AI conversation that many people who are anti-AI refuse to acknowledge. Is the fact that even if the United States bans AI, it doesn't stop companies overseas from using it. And to the extent that you have a free market and those AI products are comparable and better, people will choose those products because the end product is all that matters. And that's the issue that these people don't have. Yeah, we don't care. Just put the English dubs voice in the game. Exactly, right? And so they don't understand that the whole world is involved in the economy now. And so you can't like force Western contemporary AI artist ideals on a company that's in China. Like, they don't even know what you're saying, literally, because you're speaking in English.
Video game industry is not Hollywood.
That's just how it is.
Well, you know, the sad fact of the matter is a lot of the Genshin Impact community for a while was supporting these VAs and their agenda without questioning anything. Like, it was going well for them for a minute there. It's really over the last.
But like, the moment that you start demonizing the community, like, nobody wants to be talked down to by a person who is being paid to make a character. And also, like, Like, the characters in Genshin are all, like, nice and upbeat and funny. And so, like, when you have, like, your character from Genshin that's, like, this nice, super upbeat and funny person, and then you have them go and fucking do like this, like, I swear to God, like, I mean, really, you look like a nutball. You being crazy.
6 to 4 months or so where things began to start crumbling for them.
Not to mention
That's basically when the cracks started to appear as more and more people began to look into what was really going on. And then more recently with the harassment of Jacob Takanashi, that's what really caused everything to reach this boiling point, facilitating the overall community to turn against these union voice actors. And the last thing that we'll take a look at in this video is SAG-AFTRA themselves over on Twitter. The official account for SAG-AFTRA trying to publicly drum up some support as they reach out to Genshin Impact saying, what Anaris Q said. At Genshin Impact, at Honkai Star Rail, at ZZZ. We'll make it easy for you. Here's a link to our interactive/video game media agreements. Let's talk soon, wink. Following the recurring theme.
Nobody's gonna like this shit, bro. Like, it's some, like, weird ass fucking Twitter girl shit. Like, bro. How about no? Yeah, exactly. It's a ransom? Yeah, it's not gonna happen. And you should know that while Paimon's voice actor is spewing all that shit about scabs, she's still working and collecting money. Wow. Is it another... So you're telling me this is another example of a person who actually has no skin in the game, that has nothing to lose, that's just being openly angry and aggressive to other people who do? Wow. I think this might be the first time that's happened.
That we've seen so far. This also ended up going terribly for them, as they got this community note added to it, which reads,
she says because she's disabled, so it's okay? I mean, I already watched the video. I knew that.
This agreement has severe limitations on how MiHoYo can work with non-union voice actors, including a lifetime time limit for the voice actor, and eventually forcing the voice actor to either join the union, which has large entry cost fees, or stop working on the project. SAG-AFTRA had also used
so they
this
got
message
community noted.
Anaris, as we saw, quote tweeting
This is the dark side of unions, and this is why people are anti-union. It's stuff like this strong arming.
So let's check out that message too. Voice actress Anaris Q saying, hey Genshin Impact at Honkai Star Rail at ZZZEN, we English VAs would love to get back to work. I know the fans miss hearing their fave Karas, and we miss voicing them. Please negotiate with SAG-AFTRA and sign the interim agreement to guarantee AI protections for us. That message also getting the community note, which points out how, yeah, there's a lot more to all this than just the AI protections that these people seem to keep trying to manipulate the public sentiment with. And getting responses such as Madam Savvy saying, so how's the community note feel? And TKA Dem saying, don't they have to drop all non-union VAs when they sign the agreement? As well as this one from Jasper saying, what's your take on the VAs who bully and verbally assault other VAs? Anaris making this follow-up tweet that then says, there's way too many bad faith comments and misinfo.
It's just all fake. Everybody that's calling me out is lying, and everything they're saying is fake. Okay.
So for now, please refer to this thread for correct information. I concur with everything stated, and linking to a thread by Koi Dao, which many people have also refuted, and we've discussed in previous videos.
Right.
Which, by the way, this whole SAG-AFTRA tweet thing happened on March 26th, so I'm a bit late to covering this one, my apologies. And the last thing to take note of really quick is that despite some voice actors, like the really angry ones that we discussed earlier in the video, it seems like a lot of the VAs who've been publicly talking about this stuff have gone radio silent over the last 24 to 48 hours.
Because they know they're losing. That's the problem. They're losing the sentiment of the community, and the fact is that the sentiment of the community is the only thing that they can leverage. Because if the community doesn't care about them being replaced and recast, then the company will do it. So you have to maintain a positive relationship publicly with people. But the problem is that these voice actors, and this goes back to what I said before about people in entertainment don't realize that the majority of the average population views the entertainment industry as a luxury industry. So when you're complaining about things in the entertainment industry and you're talking to somebody that works in an auto company, or somebody that works at an insurance company, or, you know, a construction worker, I mean, probably not very many of those play Genshin, but I'm sure some do. They're not going to have the same level of sympathy that you think they will. That's the problem they don't get. Yeah, put the fries in the bag. That's what it comes down to, doesn't it? Yeah, it's no coincidence that Trump made those day one executive orders to open the U.S. to AI. You can't compete against the global push for AI. This is happening everywhere, and the voice actors are only one frontier, losing the war. Yeah, and it's just disappointing that they're too, I don't know, like naive to not see that. And like, I feel bad for them. It sucks that this is happening, but it's happening to everybody, and you're not the first person it's happened to. It happened to people with automation in like, look at Detroit. Detroit used to be one of the biggest and most like wealthy cities in the world, and now it's a PvP server. Why is that? Well, it's precisely for the same reason. It's because of technology replacing jobs, and that's what's going to keep happening more and more and more.
It's rather interesting.
That's it.
Perhaps they're trying to come up with their next line of rhetoric or something. Or maybe it's just coincidence that they all began to go radio silent at the same time, all dealing with the loss of goodwill in their own ways. Who knows for sure? Yeah, let me know what you think about all this stuff in the comments. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed my coverage. And if you did, please consider liking and or subscribing to the channel. Have a great week ahead, and I'll see you in the next one.
It's so crazy for me to see them do this, because they're totally own-goaling themselves. They are, and this is really bad. Like, this is, I'm sure, like, yeah, this is the video that I was just looking at, and so we just found this, and they're mauling out. The fact is, I'll link y'all the video, give it a like, and already lost 7-1. Yeah, eventually I think AI might take so many jobs, a significant portion of the world is out of work. Yeah, I think that's exactly what's going to happen. And anyway, companies moved out of the U.S. because we started raising the price of living and inflation. Wages didn't keep up. Well, also, I mean, like, here's the thing, is that any type of technology, like, if you look back historically, there has never been a time where the people who refused to use and utilize technology were seen as the ones that were not regressive and silly. So that's really the big problem that I think a lot of these people have, is that they have no historical frame of reference to look at things from the perspective outside of their own best interests. And that's what's happening a lot. Cell phone tower employees die, but the world keeps moving forward, and cell phone tech towers keep improving. Exactly, yeah. And why can't you show them the right way and be empathetic instead of shitting on people who are about to lose jobs? Because being empathetic to people is, you don't want me to be empathetic. Like, I am being empathetic. I'm telling them what they need to hear. I'm not a coddling type of guy, right? I mean, like, this is something like, you know, this is the way you treat a child. The fact is that, like, these are grown adults. These are adult men and adult women that you don't need to mince words with. You need to tell them the truth, and you need to be direct with them in an honest way and make them understand the situation that they're in. And if you need to be coddled like a child, then I think that's your problem and not mine. I think the way I'm talking about this is extremely fair, and I think also what's going to happen is that in the long run, I'm going to be right, and I don't think anybody's really even disputing that. And that's the problem, is that a lot of people complain about the way that I talk about this, but they never complain about what I'm saying, because they know it's true. And the problem is that we're all going to lose our jobs. Yes, they are. And we can go back to the slavery or UBI, you know, graph that I made earlier. But that's it. Too many kids can't accept reality. Tone policing, exactly. Also talking disrespectfully. Yeah. And this is also another big issue, is that they completely disrespect their fan base, and they patronize their fan base by talking to people like this and acting like that, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, etc. And you can see, right? These are the comments on this. Do not engage in personal attacks, as tempting as it may be. Hey, that's respectable. If you close your eyes and really imagine it, it does sound like Paimon crashing out. I don't know if it does or not. But stop posting Among Us. Not gonna lie, this might maybe switch to JP voices permanently. I don't even know. It's not the first time they've crashed out, and it probably won't be the last. It's closer to the last than it is the first, because eventually they're gonna get replaced by AI, and they're gonna have to go do DoorDash. That's what's gonna happen. Weird that out of nowhere this video has been AI. This video has AI. It's weird that nowhere in this video has AI been mentioned. It's all about strong-arming Genshin Impact to become more union than anything else. Yeah, that's exactly it. She frequently screams about people stealing work when actors are striking, but actively won't go on strike herself because she has bills to pay. Oh, what a roach. Oh, where do these roaches come from, bro? Like, damn, what's going on here? Wow, what are the odds? This is crazy. They just want more money before they get replaced. This is why Horo is moving away from union voice actors. Yes, Yes, Hyacinth's voice actor in Hawkeye Star Rail, and Roshia is from voice actor in Wuthering Waves, a British VA. Exactly. Like if I was making a game, I would never hire union voice actors. I would never do it. It's not worth it. And even if it's slightly better, like you can find somebody else that can do it. Yeah, why would anybody do that? I love Rosia, Mamma Mia. Yeah, everybody remembers that fucking that word, right? Let's be honest. And How to Kill a Union speedrun, exactly. And Wuthering VA is taking their job. Yeah, Hoyle will probably use VA for Wuthering Waves. That's smart. And I'm amazed to this day that Hoyle can probably hear constant and consistent complaining about Aeon Paimon being awful to listen to, but they didn't bother replacing her and doubled down on keeping her around. Well, maybe, I mean, I don't think she's that bad. I mean, from like the videos I've seen, but I have no idea. What is it with, yeah, bro, this is it. What is it with American voice actors and thinking they have actual sway over foreign entities? Narcissism. That's it. They actually think they can go and tell this company what to do. Yep. It's so sad to see this happen. I bet Genshin Impact 2, I bet we get Genshin Impact 2 pretty soon. If we do, I'll play it. I'll tell you that. American exceptionalism. Yeah, Dragon Ball being most prevalent. Yeah, SAG-AFTRA, what is this here? Is this a picture? You are encouraged to audition to non-union work. Non-union producers get a chance to see amazing talent they wouldn't otherwise see. When you land a job and get a union contract, you turn that into a non-union production. I don't even know about this shit, right? And it's just weird. It's really weird. This is gold. I have not seen this.
I'm scamming a scammer today, but I won't know if my plan works until the end of this video because as I'm recording it,
it's happening.
My plan hasn't really come together yet. So we'll find out what happens, but win or lose, the point of this video is to tackle one of my biggest pet peeves.
Okay.
Which is scammers calling out other scammers to make themselves look good. I guess.
Oh, this is always what happens, by the way. It's like the fat kid in class makes fun of the fatter kid in class. They're like, oh, wow, you're so fat. Like, yeah, I'm not like you.
Logic is, oh, I can't scam you. I call out scams. And what kills me is that it actually works. People fall for this all the time, and it drives me crazy. So today, I want to flip the script on one of these people and attempt to have a scammer call themselves out. It's like Inception, but for con men.
I like this.
We could call it Conception?
Ooh.
Dylan Dennis is an MMA fighter famous for two things: cage fighting and not fighting KSI.
Damn.
But on December 23rd, he decided to be famous for a third thing: calling out the scammers. He writes in a
smart
tweet,
guy.
"Damn, Logan Paul is a scumbag. Feel bad for everyone he scammed."
True, brother.
Of course, no one's gonna really disagree with this, so the likes rolled in.
Yeah.
But what Dylan doesn't tell you is he also
it's like shitting on Logan Paul is like free likes.
has a history of scamming people on Twitter. And what Dylan didn't know is that there was a detective watching him.
Ooh.
That detective was not me, actually. I wish it was me. It was my buddy Zach XBT on Twitter who said, "Damn, Dylan Dennis is a scumbag. Feel bad for everyone he scammed." And then Zach showed some tweets of Dylan promoting obvious scams, which then rug pulled. Now,
Wait a second.
I was gonna tweets of Dylan
Check out Squid Game 2.0.
promoting obvious scams, which then
Ooh.
rug pulled. Now, I was gonna kind of leave it there, a little nice Twitter dunk, but
Ooh,
it got me thinking.
man.
Deleted scam tweets.
It's going so low that they had to use like the little fucking superscript for how many decimal points it would actually have, how many zeros there would be. They couldn't all fit on the page.
Are the internet equivalent of roaches in your house.
Oh.
In both cases, if you see more than one of them, there's a lot more you don't see. So I reached back out to Zach and I said, "Hey, good tweet, but I want to find out how many scams exactly this guy has promoted."
It's already after the curfew, I didn't realize.
Spin of deleted tweets, and we found out pretty quick there were a lot more, but I realized it was going to take Zach some time to get the results we needed. So
how many do you want? I love that. Yeah, it's like, so how many scams does this guy have? How many do you want? There you go. Yes,
we're going to go back to him at the end of this video, but right now, I had a bigger problem, which is that to show this full scheme, I needed not only the number of scam tweets, I also needed to know how much he got paid for all this stuff.
Yeah.
For these scams he promoted. So even after looking through the blockchain, I couldn't find anything. So I needed a social engineering approach to figure out how much he got paid. I wanted to trick Dylan into giving me the amount. The rough idea was to approach Dylan and say, hey, I created this dumb NFT project that's completely fake. How much would it cost for you to promote it? He gives me an answer, and
I see. Okay, so yeah, just to get a framework for it. That makes sense.
Of my price. But of course, I realized he actually knows who I am because he's tweeting about my Crypto Zeus series.
Yeah, right.
So I can't contact him directly about this. I needed kind of someone who could reach out on my behalf, who looked like he would be serious about selling you an NFT collection.
Yeah.
And that's when I thought of my buddy Oompoville. This is.
Yeah, he'd do it. This sounds like a guy that, you know, if you're talking about long-term financial investments, there's your man right there.
Okay.
A guy who's actually really sweet in real life, but his particular profile on Twitter says NFT salesman 100%. So I contacted him to contact Dylan on my behalf. And I told him to say, hi, Dylan, I'm launching a crypto NFT platform called sour.gg and was wondering what your rate is for an Instagram story post or Twitter post for promotion. We can provide all the marketing copy. Please let me know as we're trying to launch relatively soon. Now,
damn, Brock guy gets up early. That was at 9 in the morning.
Yes, as we wait for him to respond, let me explain that sour.gg, that website is not a real crypto NFT platform. Nothing in this video is a crypto or real NFT.
Right.
So you cannot buy crypto from this. I want to be super clear as we talk about this. Not only that, the actual website we sent him to is just a landing page for one of Oompa's candy businesses, but it kind of looks...
Well, it's a candy business or an NFT line. Like, this could be an NFT right here. Look at this stupid little monkey on the right side. Yeah, I would see this. Like, this is something that if it was still the year 2021, people would be investing millions of dollars into it. Absolutely.
A little NFT like there's like this little purple monkey thing in the corner.
Oh yeah, that's
so
worth at least 500
Dylan,
grand.
and I was actually right because Dylan immediately responds with, "Want to do a tweet?" And then I love this next part. What is it? I like the order of that. You know, like, let's promote it, and then underneath it,
what are we?
What am I promoting?
Yeah, exactly.
And it's at this point I realized that this is not only my chance to find out how much Dylan gets paid for all these scam promotions. It's also my chance to test Dylan Dennis. He says Logan Paul is so bad. He feels so bad for the victims, but let's see if he's so different. So I decided that this fake NFT project I would be pitching him was going to be just like CryptoZoo. In fact, to do this, I basically copied...
Oh no.
almost word for word.
Yeah, I'm killing time.
White paper saying the sour.gg made
Actually, I can just go sleep. I think it grows
Which, I mean, to be fair, let's be fair
perspective.
to
I
Dylan.
don't need to wait till for him.
Dylan never read either one of these, okay?
Much more. Sour allows users to earn sweet tokens that are openly traded via a yield that is based on the rarity of a given candy NFT.
I started my single player over now that I know what I'm doing.
I decided to leave Dylan one last hint.
Okay.
I signed off with a nonsense statement saying, quote, "Come obtain fun friends, enter exciting zones, indescribably lush. Look out, adventurer." Now,
that sounds like a like an AI generated advertisement for a video game.
This is a sentence which means nothing.
Yes.
Unless you lay it out by the first letter of every word. And then it spells CoffeeZilla. So
I'll never use that as garbage.
Oh no.
Don't say I didn't warn him. And obviously, even if I
Don't
hadn't
say
warned
I
him,
didn't
Dylan
warn
Dennis
him.
surely wouldn't promote a
Yep.
crypto zoo project,
Can't
right?
believe this.
Because he's,
Yeah.
you know, he feels too bad for the victims. He wouldn't
Right.
promote something nearly identical. Oh, wait.
Sound.
He said sounds dope.
Damn,
And
bro.
then ETH? Question mark? And at this point, I'm just a little surprised by how easy this all is.
Of course.
Zero due diligence is being done here. We have
Right.
created the weakest facade
Oh,
possible
for crying out loud.
for an NFT
Yes.
scam.
They're like literally telling him this is a scam. And he's like, no, it's not. We're like, no, we're literally scamming you.
That's
no,
good.
you're not. I'm not being scammed right now. What do you mean? No, I'm not. There's no way I could be getting scammed. Absolutely not.
And he's just immediately on board. Of course,
Yeah, he was wanting the money.
for a price. I mean, that is the one thing he actually did care about, which
Yes.
might not surprise you. And it's the one thing he actually pushed back on, because I told him I wanted to pay him $1,000.
He'd want more.
And he said, that's pretty low for me.
He usually
So we
get a lot more.
negotiated and landed on a
5K.
payment rate of $5,000 for
that's
a
what I was thinking.
24-hour post
Yes.
about our NFT project, which does not exist.
Mhm.
After we settled on that, he sent me payment information, which really established a lot for us. We got
Okay,
answers.
yeah, it told it where his wallet was and what it was, so you can look all that stuff up. Oh, yeah.
to most of our
Oh,
questions.
yeah.
First, how much he gets paid per post. And we also got an Ethereum address from Dylan, which I
Right.
hoped was going to
Exactly.
link to all his
It's the
other
gift
payments.
that keeps on giving.
But I didn't give him enough credit here. Dylan gave us a brand new crypto wallet just for this transaction.
See, the reason why is that Dylan might have already been exposed for previous wallets that he had, so he's learned his lesson. Dylan's a
Which
smart
You're my
guy.
new guy, I'd
implies
say.
He probably makes new wallets for every new deal he does, which
Smart.
is pretty shrewd. And at this point, I realized I had a choice to make.
Hey guys,
Take what I learned,
what's going on?
present it to you guys, and stop this little charade I had with Dylan and make my video.
Thank God this
And
video
Dylan
only
was just
halfway
keep
over.
doing this because his fans wouldn't know.
That's right.
Or I could try to teach him and
Should
his
look
fans
hilarious
a
when I
different way.
smoke some dank
Which
weed.
is actually pay Dylan
Right?
to post a link to our fake NFT project. But the twist would be, as soon as he
I'm
posts
Mr.
that
Mystics,
link,
look at
it will
me.
become a website dedicated to every scam tweet Dylan Dennis has ever done. And remember that this website would be linked by Dylan Dennis himself to all of his fans.
Oh, God. Oh, man, Dylan. Oh, Dylan, you fucked up so hard. Oh, my God. Oh, fuck, man.
Directly showing them proof.
Fucking
that
finesse.
he's
Yeah,
scammed
this
them
is
multiple
so good.
times. And we'll figure out how many times again in just a second, but
Yeah, it's a
first
different
off,
save. I could play
thought about
that,
this
but I
well
don't want
because
to until
this plan has its
TTR
own
at least.
risks. I mean, the number one risk is that Dylan just doesn't.
I don't want to like play
post
that
and
game on my
steals
own. You know what I
money.
mean?
Yeah, that's
Like maybe a
fine.
little
Number
bit,
two
but
risk
not.
is, well, what if he finds out we duped him
Seriously.
and then immediately deletes everything? We don't get our money's worth.
Exactly.
So to remedy that, because I really wanted to do this plan,
Yeah.
was to structure the payment so that I paid him $1,000 up front, but didn't pay him the rest until he kept the tweet for certain periods of time. And to my
That's fine. Okay.
surprise, he agreed
So
to the
sounds
terms.
good. Right.
And so this is where I'm going to leave things with him at this point.
Because he was gonna
I have
just
a
tweet it
lot
out
of
no matter
things
what.
to
Yep.
do before Friday, which is the day I told him this whole fake thing is launching.
Yes.
So I'm gonna go do that and go get prepared for Friday. I will see you guys then.
Okay, let's see what happens. Damn, that $10 million studio
Alright.
really doing work.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you slept well. I didn't sleep much at all. We're working really hard to get this whole thing figured out. So I'm just in the apartment right here, and we're gonna just get ready together here.
Uh-huh.
Because I got a lot to tell you guys, and we don't have time at the studio to get
Hello?
it done, so I gotta prepare you.
Did you get it already?
Let me just set the stage for you though for what's
Okay.
happened since I last recorded. Number one, we created Sour's NFT.
I'll play in your game. I don't mind.
This is our actual
Wow, those
fake
look great.
landing page for the NFT project. It's got all these cute Candyland.
Oh, wow. That's
fake
10
NFTs
grand.
that don't exist.
That's probably
Now,
50.
the idea is
Easily.
this is what he's initially going to promote, and then I also created our little switcheroo website.
Yes.
Which is just a website with all his previous transgressions. Now,
The
I
fucking
did talk
eyes.
to some people who were a bit concerned that maybe I hadn't fully been transparent with Dylan. That maybe I should be more transparent with Dylan about what's going on, so he doesn't say I trapped him in this whole thing. So
You
what I
did.
decided to do,
And
just
that's
to
a good
make
thing.
sure we cover our bases here, is I drew up a contract for Dylan to sign before this whole thing goes live. I'm
Okay.
sending it to him, and in it, I lay the whole thing out. And this is what I meant by headwinds. This is where he probably will catch us. because in black and white, I lay out our whole scheme right in front of him. So it literally says, like, you're gonna be the butt of the joke. It says people aren't doing due diligence. It says that we're gonna be switching the website to show his prior promotions. So we
Yeah, I can tell you how this ends.
He didn't read it at
He
all.
didn't read it.
Yeah.
Garen fucking teeth.
lay out the whole thing there.
Garen fucking T.
What
He
we're
never
really
read it.
banking on is he's not going to read any of this. He's just going to see money and just sign it.
Yeah, 'cause it's
which
a
is the
big,
whole point
giant
of this
black
entire
block of
thing. So
text.
I think it fits. Hopefully we don't end up sabotaging our own project by double checking, you know, covering our bases here. But either way, that's what's going on. Also, Zach XBT finished finding all the scams of this guy, so we're gonna go back to the studio.
Ooh,
and
that
check
must have
those
taken a
out.
while.
All right,
Okay.
I'm back, and we have the results from Zach XBT. He found over 20 projects that Dylan promoted, and then
Holy shit! Just got this crazy gambling apes NFT. Excited about this one. Fire. Remember the coin Shibanu who made 15 billion market cap and ended up on Binance? Turns out he has a son. They released exactly 1 year after Shiba. Check out Mini Shiba. It's gonna be huge. The best coin I've seen lately. They reward you for every hour just by holding baby ETH. Oh my god. How can so many people be so stupid?
You want to see something dumb?
tried deleting, where many of them were rug pulls and scams.
Wow.
Just gave up looking
Hi, guys.
for more because there were so
Hashtag
many.
not
So
financial
we added
advice.
those to the website, but I'm sure many of you are also curious about what's going on with Dylan Danis. So we're gonna go check back in with our liaison Oompa, because at this point the whole thing is set up and it's all just resting on whether he does any due diligence.
Your hit stick
or
said the
not.
bushes are not.
Tell
You can
us
hide behind the
where
tree
we're
from the
at
cops,
with
but the bushes
Dylan.
don't help. They can
So
see you, obviously.
he seems to have taken the bait. There's one final step. Obviously, we have to get him to make the tweet. You just sent $10 to him, right? Just to
Yeah, I wanted to bait him so that we can send the contract, and he's gonna be like waiting for the money. What
Yeah.
now? I mean, is he responding?
He said sounds good, and then
Got it.
shortly after he said got it, to saying that he got the $10 we sent as a test for his transaction.
Yeah.
Now comes the actual moment of truth. We're about to send the contract. Oh my gosh.
Sending it. All right, and then I'm sending the drive link.
I mean, we've sent the contract now. We're just waiting. We're literally waiting.
I wonder what's gonna happen.
Dylan.
Oh, I agree, bro. I agree. What an idiot!
That's right, ladies and gentlemen.
Of course.
And you might
How did
notice
anybody not
that we weren't
expect this?
actually able to use DocuSign and get his signature because
Oh
he was
my
experiencing
God.
outages at the moment, the actual website. But we were able to just have him do a written agreement in
Right,
DM so that he
okay.
agreed to our terms.
I
And although
agree.
it was very shocking that he actually did it, I have to be honest. It was here that the pressure really
Why would you be shocked by this? He wanted $5,000. I mean, I'm pretty sure it begins and ends right there. Yeah, he read it in 3 minutes too. Yeah, exactly. Of course he didn't read it. He's like, yep, yep, sure, for sure. I've done one of these before.
ramped up
It's
because
an
at
easy
this point,
5K.
I paid Dylan $1,000 and now we're just waiting for him to post. And I'm really worried that what if he reads the document in that time and realizes what's going on?
Oh, no, he's
But
not going to do
that's
that.
when Dylan gave us a lucky break, but
Yeah.
also gave us a few curveballs.
Yeah, he's not
Okay,
gonna do
big news, boys. A little update. Ahead of schedule. By the way, my heart, like, I cannot take this. I was already telling Oop, I was like, we have to just go forward with this because I'm not ready. I cannot take all the suspense. And Dylan texted us, hey, should I just go ahead
Should I
and
post it
tweet?
now?
So we're just going to say yes. Go ahead and tweet.
Go ahead.
It's refreshing now, I guess. See what he
Should
says.
I do
There's
it?
been so much work that goes into this. You guys didn't see this off camera. Dylan starts talking about
Do you
where's
guys
your
have a
community? So we have to whip up this community from no
Wait, what's
starts
this guy say? Most sometimes NFT hard engagement, but you know this.
talking about
What you
where's your
doing?
community. So we
Ah,
have
Chris.
to whip up this community from
Oh, they
nowhere.
had to make
Don't
a
mind
Twitter
me.
It doesn't exist.
Oh,
we had to create a
shit.
Twitter profile. We
Right.
had
That's
to buy
scanning
a
my
bunch of
pockets.
botted followers.
Yep, smart.
An hour ago, it didn't exist.
For
I don't
sure.
think I've
yes.
ever been so excited about something in my life.
There you go.
Dude. Come on, Dylan.
Find followers.
He
Come on.
tweeted it.
There it is.
I can't believe he did it.
He actually did it. He just.
I would
tweeted
have
it.
believed
What
this.
an idiot. What? I can't believe it. What can I say?
He's not an idiot. He just wanted $5,000. Yeah, that's all.
He promoted a tweet which literally spells out in first letters the word scam.
Scam.
I hope this has been highly educational for you guys, that most of these influencers do zero work vetting these projects, contracts, and NFTs.
Well, he did do work. He vetted the amount of money that he would get. So he focused on the part that was important for him, and he made sure that he got $5,000.
If you enjoyed our work, please
Yeah.
consider becoming a patron. High-effort investigative journalism like this takes a long
Investigative
time
journalism
and a
in
lot of
futurist
setup, but I think you'll
dystopia.
agree it's worth it. I also want to give a big thanks to both Oompaville and Zach XBT who
Oh
helped me
my
pull this off.
God.
Please go follow them because they're helping us get to the point where influencers will wonder when they take these deals in the future, am I agreeing to be the butt of a joke? And of course,
Yes.
the answer to that question when you're shilling NFTs is always yes.
That's right.
So anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
When asked for a comment on the story, Dylan
Next one.
Dylan Dennis said the following. Complete lie. He changed the website completely and lied about the project that he was describing. Literally, completely changed the original website, sent or deleted it. True, brother. True. When asked about the contract he signed, laying out the details what happened, Dylan Dennis did not respond for further comment. That makes sense. He literally completely changed it. It was not that website. Then it changed it to the other website. And then how the fuck? How? What? But then how? Because it wasn't one other website. How we fucking go? Yeah, the guy's an idiot. Like, I mean, what do you expect? This is such a good fucking video. Holy shit! Have I ever seen a video this good? Oh my god, this is amazing. What in the fuck, man? Show your contract. And he's like, wait, oh. And then he didn't comment. Yeah, this is so fucking good, man. These CoffeeZilla videos are just like, because it's like after the Logan Paul thing, it's like, how is this not his magnum opus? And then this shit comes out, and in a way, it's even better. Because it's just so fucking stupid. It's crazy. Like, it just keeps coming. Yeah, the news writes itself. He just keeps winning. Exactly. I love these. Yeah, if you guys like watching NFT scam videos and like this kind of journalism on bullshit like this, CoffeeZilla is your #1 spot, okay? This guy is fucking great. I've been watching his videos for a long time, and I'm glad to see they're finally, like, really popping off now. This is so good. How dare you call Dylan stupid? Well, I wonder if they ever sent him the $5,000. I bet they did. I bet they're like, you know what, Dylan, you earned it. Yeah, we're gonna give you the $5 grand. You're a good boy. Yeah, there you go. 1K probably. Yeah, because he might have deleted it. Maybe that's it. Worth it though? Yeah, he's stretching fingers, pointing at Logan right in his eye. Well, the thing is, like, everybody always wants to shit on somebody like Logan Paul because it's easy. You see what I'm saying? It's very easy to just go and be like, oh, well, Logan Paul is bad. Please give me likes. But the difference is that in a lot of these cases, they're doing the exact same thing. They're just trying to make themselves look better in the context of this other person. Does that make sense? They had to pay it and some in a contract? Yeah, exactly. Did he admit to purchasing bot accounts? That's against TOS, bro? Oh, I don't care about TOS. Why would I care about TOS? What do you give a fuck about TOS on a website? Hey, it's funny. Yeah, who wrote the TOS? Some fucking guy? Some guy? Who cares about what he said? It doesn't matter.
Twitch's biggest con artist was exposed, and I'm here for the forensic analysis. look, the crime has already been committed. It's already been confessed to. So
No, it's not already been committed because he's not done yet because he's not banned. He can very easily commit more crimes because he's not banned. Keep that in mind.
we're not here for any of that.
What a
Instead,
shock.
we're here to figure out how and why. I'm talking, of course, about Slicker. He's a famous live streamer who used his connections with fans and other live streamers to beg and borrow over $300,000 and never returned it.
Nope.
And so I was up all night talking to the victims of all of this, and their stories are wild. And I should start by saying, I don't mean Slicker is the biggest con artist in terms of money. Like, he didn't rob Fort Knox, he didn't steal.
I do feel like this is a new level. Like, Slicker cast a wide net. Like, his net was pretty much the entire ocean.
A famous painting. I mean, he's the biggest in terms of the sheer number of victims who have come forward. I mean, this guy was working hard. Basically, if you had a Twitch account, this guy came to you for money. But
Yeah.
there are several extra details
me.
you need to know as well. As I said, Slicker already confessed. I'm not prosecuting anything here. I'm not alleging anything here.
Yeah,
he
you said
admitted
he
to
did it.
everything last night on a live stream after being exposed by several fans and streamers.
I'm not asking for forgiveness, but every single day I felt guilty. Every single day. I don't know what to say to the people I borrowed from. Every single day I was guilty,
Oh, that guy, yeah.
guilty in asking.
Honestly, I kind of respect that he doesn't try to dispute the facts here. He just kind of owns up to him and said, yeah, I did it. Yeah, it was bad. But then after that, I kind of get a problem with what he says when we talk about why he did it. Because Slicker says that he did all this because of a gambling addiction he suffers from.
I started to gamble with money, and this was even when I started having my first job. I used to gamble a lot of my money.
You know what, guys? Since he's so sad about it, I think I forgive him. I forgive him, guys. You know what? He seems very upset about this. This really, like, getting exposed for stealing all this money, it really just upset him so much. I think we should just, honestly, like, let's get together, let's pay off his debt, and, you know, like, let's just set this guy on the right course, all right? Yeah, let's all get together. Who's gonna match me? I'll give him $5.
Basically all my Twitch money. And then even them times I wouldn't even have them. I would come across streamers and ask them if I could borrow money. I don't know what to say, but this is the epitome of gambling. I want to say that don't touch it, man.
Now, look, I do honestly believe Slicker has a gambling addiction. I just don't think it explains away everything in the way that he thinks it does. For example,
Well, it's very simple. He has a gambling addiction, so anything bad that he does isn't his fault. I don't know. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. So, like, let me give you an example. If Slicker goes and steals a car, that's a gambling addiction. If Slicker goes and steals fleshlights, it's a gambling addiction. If Slicker tells somebody he's going to pay them back,
As in
and
oddly
he doesn't,
specific.
that's a gambling addiction. If Slicker calls women fake for years on stream, it actually is because he was so stressed out about the gambling addiction that he had to let it out somewhere.
a gambling addiction
Yeah.
explains how Slicker lost his money. But
Right.
it doesn't explain how he lost everyone else's money or got it in the first place. I mean, I feel
he
like
has a
he's trying to
lying
explain
addiction.
everything with the story of, like, I have a gambling problem.
Yeah.
But when you dig into the story, you find that Slicker isn't just a gambling addict, he's also a professional con artist, which we're going to see in a second.
He is.
So while he does need help, he also needs to face consequences because he played an active role in all this. It's like meeting an alcoholic who you find out broke into your house and cracked your safe, and they get caught at the police station. You go up to them and you say, "How did you open my safe?" And they go, "Oh, sorry, I'm an alcoholic."
Yeah, it makes
You'd be
sense.
like, "Yeah, but how'd you crack open my safe?" And then imagine they go, "Oh, well, you know, I
Well, it sounds crazy, but that's it.
just can't stop drinking." You'd be like, "Okay, I don't think Jack Daniels taught you these skills," right? So my point is, yes, Slicker clearly has an addiction, but he also appears to be a professional con man. And we're going to talk about that right now because I interviewed multiple victims and created a master list of the people who Slicker
Oh my
scammed because I
God.
needed to get like a bird's eye view of this thing. There are over 55 people on this list owed money right now, and the total
Yep.
scam is over $384,000.
Jesus.
And what did I learn from these 55 people? Well, there were a lot
gotta
of
start
different
asking
ways
people for money,
Slicker
dude.
liked to approach
Apparently
people.
it works.
But he really liked this bank scam method.
My bank account got locked. Temporarily locked. Don't have access to my money, sadly. Because the UK banks, but whatever. I was wondering if I asked...
It's the UK banks, man. It's the fucking banks. Oh my god. Shucks, man. Let me help a brother out. Yeah.
If I could borrow money,
It's the
I'd
banks.
pay you back. Now, I'd even give you extra.
That's right, the old frozen bank trick. Basically, you'd go to people and say, hey, look, I can't access my funds. You have to give me money. I'll pay you back. I'll pay you back
Double.
even more.
Double. Yeah,
And it's
oh,
sort
yeah.
of incredible to
Of course.
watch because not only is all of this a lie,
Yeah, so it's literally a Nigerian prince. Hello, my friend. I am, you know, I honestly don't even know what I would use for a name for an African prince. Like, yeah, I have no idea. And yeah, I have no, like, what even is a name of an African prince? Yeah, I have no fucking idea. Slicker, yeah. There you go.
but he's just so good at acting ashamed. Like, if I saw this, I'd believe, you know, oh man, he's petrified to ask me. But come to find out, he's been telling everyone the same sob story over and over again.
Hey, I just recently got into some thing with my bank. Basically, my bank account got locked. This has happened for like 3-4 days. Yo,
Yeah.
Mo, I'm not hacked, my bro. I'm not.
So yeah, it turns out he wasn't ashamed.
I'm not hacked. I'm actually just a scammer. No, it's not a scammer on my account. I am the scammer. I'm on my account.
At all. In fact, if you didn't believe him, he would even say other things like, you know, on my mama, when they didn't believe him. Or he would swear on his religion that he wasn't lying while lying.
I swear, I'm a Muslim. I swear on the Quran.
You can tell that he's a Muslim because wait a second. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't follow any of the rules. Stop? Wait, what do you mean stop? Wait, what did you guys think I was gonna say? What did y'all think I was gonna fucking say? Gambling's wrong. Yeah, what are you talking about? You guys are crazy. They thought something bad. Like what was I possibly gonna say? The TOS
I ain't
Shirley.
lying, I won't
Chill
lie.
out.
Penny, on my mom's life, on my mom's life, I'm not lying.
I'm a good boy. I don't
Please,
do
on
nothing
my
wrong.
mom's life. I understand. I'm not lying. I am not lying. I'm confident I'm not. I promise
He
you.
doesn't.
I'll
He
have your
knows that
month
he's
by
not
month.
lying.
You asked me 15th of next month. Here you go. 15th of month. Here
Money.
you go.
There
Here
it
you
is,
go.
right there,
On
boom.
my mom's life. You think I'm joking, bro?
Oh fuck. You think I'm joking, bro?
On my mom's life, I'm not, bro. On my mom's life, I'm not.
I absolutely cannot stress enough just how many people he used these tactics on to try to convince them. And it's
There's a lot of
interesting how he like refined it over time, right? This is my point about like
Yeah, I wish that like we had a timeline of like all of the videos and I could watch how like at the beginning, you know, was he more passionate at the beginning and did he kind of get lazy towards the end? Did he perfect the cell? Like what exactly happened? Yeah, the evolution.
professional con man. He's like a stand-up comedian who tries his act in every city and like hones it until
Yeah.
he figures out exactly what to say to make the audience laugh. But
Exactly.
he does it for like scams. Like he knew the exact script to use. For example, this is the YouTuber Oompaville who gave him $1,000. But when he's asked for another 1,000, he refused. So he said, "I got you on my mama." He refused again. So Slicker sent him a document from Bluestone Credit
And it's like also like he says no, and then the next thing Slicker says is no is ask me harder.
Management in order to show how much he was in trouble or
He
whatever.
got tilted that Myth asked him for bank documentation. Bro, like like if it were me and he borrowed money from me and he didn't have my money back on the day that I wanted it, I would tell him, I'm like, listen, man, you thought you owed me $1,000? Surprise. Now you owe me $2,000. And if you don't give me the money, I'm gonna tell everybody that you borrowed the money and that you were begging me. I'm gonna post the video and everything. Yeah, you just got the interest. That's the way it goes, guys. Yep. Surprise. He just activated my trap card.
Like, he's basically saying, like, oh, I'm in trouble with taxes.
legit
Like, you gotta
tax.
help me out, man. I mean,
Kill the fuck
it's
out of me.
genius because I'm pretty sure this document is real. He
Yeah.
says, bro, legit tax killed the F out of me, which might be true. But come to find out, this was a
I have a feeling he probably didn't even pay taxes to begin with.
document that he sent to several people. He recycled it over time, which I found out talking to another victim who hadn't realized this yet and found it out in a pretty amusing way.
Every single time I sent money, it was for some reason that made sense. I sent him that much amount of money because he got me in a call, right? I just got home from my gym session. He gets me in a call and he's like, yo, okay, Waddles, he's breaking down. He's almost on the verge of tears. He's breaking down and he's like, okay, bro, you're not gonna believe this. I didn't pay tax last year and I'm owed 15.5K.
It's like nobody ever thinks like, why didn't you just pay the money? You know what I mean? Like, oh, I didn't, man. So I didn't pay my bill, and now they want the fucking money, man. I can't believe it. This is such bullshit. What is this? Nobody ever thinks, like, why is this my problem? Like, I don't understand how this happens. Like, for me, I have a very good policy in my life. It's called people that have problems are problems. And anybody who goes and they start having problems and they need fucking help with X and Y thing and then the other thing and then I've got to, you know, they need me to borrow them money and they, you know, like, and then, oh, can you at least do this for me? Can you give me a ride? I don't have my car. I need to be picked up. Get the fuck away from me. I have so many problems. And if you thought that wasn't true, I think today you realize it is. I've got enough problems in my life. I don't need yours.
Listen, he had the proof though, so this is the thing that doesn't make sense though, because I don't know if he was lying to me. He sent me.
I believe him whenever he says he didn't pay his taxes. I don't believe him whenever he says he was going to use the money to pay his taxes. But yeah, I absolutely believe. Yeah, he probably didn't pay his taxes. Yeah, that's. I'll bet that. Yep.
Document. He sent me the document. Nothing blurred out. Nothing. It's on his lap. I've seen his room. I watched his stream so many times, so I can tell you this is 100% legit. He's got his hairy ass arms in the picture. It says his name, all the info, and the amount owed, and it says that I have the proof. I think it's 15.3K to be exact. Sorry, 15.3K.
You know, I've already seen this screenshot, but not from you, from someone else who got the same letter. I swear to you.
Oh, no way.
I swear to you, he was sending it to everybody. He was sending it to everybody.
Bro, this is news to me, bro. I did not know this.
I mean, listen. Spray and pray, man. Spray. It's just like old PUBG days. Just spray and pray.
One of them's banned to heat.
What I think
I did
is
again.
so crazy is that Slicker's scheme worked in part because of how many people he was like simultaneously lying to behind the scenes. And even though his tactics were the same, the exact story would sometimes change based on the person, so that it just took so long for people to figure out, which was explained to me by yet another victim who found out because her roommate was hearing a different story than her. And it made her curious. Why was he getting asked for less money and with a different story than her?
He'd asked me.
So he asked the woman for less money. He asked for. Oh, he asked for more. I don't know which one's worse. I just think it's just two sides of the same coin, right?
For 5K in the video crying, swearing on the Quran, on his parents, why he'd pay me back. But then he's asked Mini Titan, who doesn't have as much money, for £300. Tailored it specifically to Mini, knowing he has less liquid income.
Right. Yeah, you gotta because you can't ask him for a bunch of money. They're just gonna say no. It's a cosmetic Quran. It's you know, maybe in his mind, since he probably never read the Quran, then he can't really actually swear on it, right? Because he didn't read the book. So because he never read the book, it's like every time he does it, I mean, it doesn't really count. It's cosmetic, yeah.
Me. Like, and for Minnie, it wasn't like the story of like how he's in debt with bad men. It was that he had an electric bill he needed to pay and he was going to get cut off. He made different stories for different people depending on how much he thinks he could get out of them.
It's crazy to hear Slicker's scam exposed so well by someone who never intended to expose him at all.
Yeah.
She thought she was his friend. Her name is Lupelli, and she was going through chemo when she was scammed by this guy.
Jesus.
He did this to you while you were going through chemo?
Well, I was going through chemo, man.
He knew that while asking you for money.
Yes. So this is why I had no idea that I was being scammed, because first off, I met this person
Who does that?
There we go.
In person. He knew I have severe autoimmune diseases. While going through chemo, he calls me up and he's... Sorry, I'm shaking thinking about it. I thought this guy was my friend, and he calls me up saying that he's gonna get shanked. He owes people money, and they're outside. Like, if he doesn't pay them, then, like, they're gonna break his legs, and I'm thinking...
And what you're thinking, you know what I'd be thinking? Wow, that
Sucks to be you.
That's what I'd be thinking. I'd be thinking, damn, that sucks, man.
What do you want me to
Shouldn't
do
have
about it?
borrowed that money. That is not good.
Like, I gotta help this guy, you know. I was going through chemo. I didn't think I'm getting scammed by, like, my friend. Like, he's in a hard time, I'm in a hard time, but I can help him. So I help him. He promises to pay me back. And he just doesn't.
Guys,
Yeah,
if you don't get it by now, this guy will do and say anything for money, okay? No bar is too low if you're going after people in chemo. Which is the reason why this community needs to be very careful in trusting Slicker ever again. Because right now...
They don't need to be very careful in it. They just need to not do it.
Yeah. Just don't.
It should never be an option, because he should just get banned, and then that would be it. That's what needs to happen.
He's out there making the apology tour, saying how he plans to pay everyone back. But how can you trust him? It's a question that even he's aware of.
I have to find a way to pay them back. But the funny thing is, how can you trust me? How can you trust someone? How can you trust someone like me?
What I do find interesting about all of this is it's just that listening to him, you can kind of see why his victims gave him money. Like, he is compelling. He does sound so sincere.
He's a sad boy.
But for many of these victims, it's interesting that they've heard all this before. This isn't new.
Like, he kept saying, no, you don't get it. I'm not lying to you, Lupelli. I'm not lying to you. You know, now I know he was. This is what's upset.
It's too bad that, you know, I bet if Slicker had signed up for Hustlers University, he would have never done this. He'd probably have a Bugatti right now. Yeah, he would be a top G. It's sad, man. It's fucking sad.
At me the most, that he knew he wasn't going to pay back if I gave him the 10K. He knew he was lying about having a loan from the bank which will, you know, pay back what I give him.
Yeah.
He was just giving me bull.
There it is.
Of course he does.
That's my question to anyone who thinks Slicker is suddenly going to pay everyone back. If that was true, why wouldn't he do that in the years that he was borrowing from these people, promising then to pay them back, but knowing he was lying? And yes, I should say, he did pay a few people back, okay?
Yeah.
But most of those people, I have to say,
They
he
were
then
streamers.
asked for more money. And some of them, he even, like, fake paid back.
He's sending money back.
Oh,
Like,
this is what he did with Lucari, is he sent the money and then he refunded it right after.
hello. he would be like, yeah, I can send it, and then he sent me 1.7K on PayPal, but he sent it as a transaction, and then 3 days later it was canceled, so I never actually got any of that money back.
Truthfully, the most surprising thing about this whole scandal is just how well this is reflected on the rest of the Twitch community, while also reflecting so bad on Slicker. And for this part, I just want you to hear from one of Slicker's victims again.
He also showed me DMs between him and Ludwig, him and Trainwreck, him and such and such streamer of him DMing them and then like asking for money and then them not sending money back. But the worst part of it, of all of that, is like he's so shameless. He would talk them to me. He'd be like, bro, you don't understand, streamers don't like, they're so.
Imagine giving somebody $100,000 and then they talk shit about you. Like, wow. Wow.
Money hungry, they don't want to. So ironic now looking at it, but he was like, streamers are so money hungry, they don't want to help anyone out, blah 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 blah. And now after everything's come out, all these streamers sent him so much money. I cannot believe he said that. I cannot believe he came to my DMs and told me, yeah, all these streamers are just, all they care about is money.
You're the ones who paid him all the money.
I don't care. I don't understand. Yeah, you know,
it would have been better if they were greedy. Honestly, like the biggest lesson from this is that like Slicker's terrible, but then a lot of streamers are actually good people. Like they really want to help people out. It's like,
yeah, that's why he didn't ask me. Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna abuse these good-natured, nice people. Well, not Asmon. I mean, obviously not Asmon or Nick. I mean, come on.
It's like the takeaway is not that streamers are really not generous. It's like, if anything, it's the opposite. It's like they're too generous.
Yeah.
That's right. If anything, Twitch streamers just come off looking like almost naively generous. And while I say that, I actually have good news, because after this call that you just heard, I got a great update that I want to share with you. Two of the biggest streamers, XQC and Ludwig, both just pledged to actually clean up Slicker's mess and refund all the people affected by this scam, which is amazing and proves my point once again. And while they're still working on it, I can confirm that Lupelli, the woman we just heard from earlier, has actually already gotten her money back. So absolute credit where credit is due, guys. That's an amazing thing. Another interesting development from this is that many people have used this as an opportunity to call for the banning of Twitch gambling streams, which I absolutely agree with, especially sponsored gambling streams. I mean,
I'm gonna be real. There's no way, like, if you draw a delineation between sponsored gambling streams and regular gambling streams, I don't think that there is one, because a lot of times you can be sponsored in ways that are harder to see. And like a normal, like a fine upstanding company like Amazon, all they do is treat their workers like slaves, right? But other than that, they like to keep their head above the table, right? They're trying not to cheat or do anything bad. So it's like if you see somebody playing a video game and it's by like, I don't know, like Activision, they're probably not being sponsored under the table. But whenever your headquarters is a shack in Curacao with a 2001 Honda Civic parked in front of it, and this is a multi-billion-dollar business, I don't think you can rule anything out. All bets are off.
Do I think Twitch will actually do something from like mounting support and most people being against it? No.
Yeah.
No, because they make too many views and money. But do I think they should do it? Absolutely. It's a plague on the platform for everyone who isn't the streamers who are sponsored and making millions of dollars, right?
It's like a sponsor mistake. This would feel weird to run these people. Two things can be true. Yeah, that's actually all right. Yeah, wow, imagine that. I'm glad he put this disclaimer out there.
So yeah, that's basically where this story stands. Make sure to give some love to all the people who shared their story, pump the stock, send some money to my frozen bank, and I'll see you in the next one.
That's a pretty good video. I think that was good. I like the ending of it, especially. Like the CoffeeZilla, I'm going to link it to you guys. I watch all of his videos. I even watch other ones that aren't like really stream content type videos. I watch some of those off stream even. I like it, man.
Jakashi was on track to become the next big Minecraft YouTuber until he was cancelled over 40 times in less than 7 days.
I feel like that's happened to other Minecraft YouTubers.
That was 2 bad rolls.
Multiples.
Who was Jakashi, what did he do, and how has his life been impacted as a result of these actions? Let's begin by looking at an early video posted to his Twitter, during which Jakashi would give a quick overview of who he was.
Hello, my name is Jakashi Demetrius. I'm a 22-year-old Minecraft and just chatting.
What do y'all see? What do you see? Look in the back. Yeah. I could have told you this dude's fucked up right now. We're 20 seconds into the video. I tell you this dude something wrong in this fucking head.
Streamer, and I've been streaming for like 7 years. My favorite part about streaming is the fact that I get to meet awesome people and make amazing friends.
There were definitely some elements of weird in this introductory video, such as him calling himself a cat boy.
It's time for my lore. I'm a cat boy.
While showing his cat ear collection before stating this.
I can meow if you want.
But for the most part, this video was fairly innocent, with his solid reputation.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, it's a, I mean, it's a bit cringe, sure, but, like, it's not a big deal. Should I wear my cat ears for the video? No, I'm not, because that'd be fucking weird. Stop. Like, yeah, Brave and Sunny, yeah, I did it too. I did it too. The thing is, like, it's not about doing it, it's about how you do it.
Being summarized by the countless positive replies.
Yeah.
In other Twitter threads, Jakashi was described as not only one of the best people I know, but also one of the best and most hardworking CCs I know.
Yeah, you know he's gonna get
Jakashi
canceled.
Get noticed by Dream, who randomly raided Jakashi's Twitch channel.
Wait, what? 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 Huh? Hello? What? There's no way. Wait, yo, what the
Oh,
what?
he's got the cat ears on.
Welcome everybody. What the? Hello and welcome to the stream, everybody. What? I'm trying not to cry. Thank you guys so much. You love my nails. Thank you. Thank you for all the gifteds.
Why has he only got 9 nails painted? Like, he got every other fucking nail painted except for this one. Like, why?
He's an idiot.
But why you got... Oh, bro, he got 9 lives! Oh my god! Of course! Holy shit! Oh, you figured it out. Duh.
Thank you for all the biddies.
Still an idiot.
Dream, yes, actually Dream.
Before Dream would double down on the kind gesture by donating $2,000 to him.
Dream, there's no freaking way. A $2,000 donate. Dream. What the heck? Thank you so much. What?
I'm gonna be honest, like the nail, everybody gets all excited about the nail. Like, bro, I'm gonna be real. Like, there's nothing fucking brave about painting your nails up as a dude.
It's cringe.
Like, I did that. There was one time I was like fucking like, I'm talking about, this was a long time ago. Like, I was like 16, 17, and this girl at like a fair that I thought she was hot, and she wanted to paint my nails. I said okay, and it's like I showed my dad. This is like, it was like 2006, 2007, and he's like, "You got your nails painted?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "All right, so you want to get barbecue tonight? Or you want to get hamburgers?" That was it. That was it. It like, and it was not a big deal. It was like, okay, yeah, he didn't give a fuck. Bro, you're not gonna, nothing brave. It's not impressive. I mean, maybe to some people it is, but like, I see some dude with their nails painted, I'm like, okay. I don't even think about it.
According to a former friend by the name of Pocket, Jakashi was an extremely hard worker and therefore deserved the recognition.
Jakashi was somebody who always worked hard, you know, he never gave up, he kept things pushing when his support wasn't there, and this is just well deserved, man. I'm just super happy for you, so Congratulations, Jakishi.
And to the credit of Jakishi, he was extremely grateful for the shout out, posting on Twitter, invest in Jakishi stonks right now. Thank you, Dream was taken. You and your community are amazing, which received replies of further praise such as, you deserve it, you seem so chill. After being rated by Dream, Jakishi's Twitch viewership exploded.
Jakishi was getting like 30 to 60 viewers per stream. This is game changer. Now he's getting a couple hundred.
While almost every single tweet he'd post began to receive between 100 and a couple thousand likes.
And he's getting like thousands of likes per tweet now, like 1 to 2,000, which is insane, bro. Like just overnight.
Additionally, his follower counts grew to 57,000 on Twitch, 27,000 on TikTok, 7,000 on YouTube, and more than 10,000 on Twitter.
I'm sad this doesn't work.
Highlighted in a tweet reading, I'm still so shocked that I went from like 1.5k-ish to 11.5k-ish in like 4 days. You guys are bonkers, which once again prompted reply after.
I'm gonna be real, like anytime that I see somebody that gets like super fucking fixated about how many numbers they are, like there's a bit of that that's like okay, especially whenever you're starting out, but like usually the story with that ends badly.
Of people reiterating just how much he deserved the growth. However, Jakishi's biggest success would come 4 months after these tweets when he'd announced on the 24th of October 2021 that he'd been invited by Dream to join his SMP. What's this? I'm one of the newest members of Dream SMP. Can't wait to make new friends and great memories.
Wow.
The reason this post received over 26,000 likes and hundreds of positive comments was because being invited to the Dream SMP was like winning the lottery for Minecraft content creators. For example,
yeah, that's where all the cool people were.
Tommy Innit gained 8 million subscribers in the 12 months after he joined the Dream SMP, while almost every other member has.
I always thought Tommy Innit was funny.
I wish I could get this to grow faster, man. Fuck.
Like, I think a lot of these guys are funny.
Not that I really need to.
They're not that bad.
Just yet, I need to get the Hoodlum 3 so I can start buying mouthwash.
Noteworthy YouTuber, Minecrafter, Jay Schlatt.
Being
There he
invited to
is.
the Dream SMP gave Jakishi an extremely high probability that he was going to be one of the next big names amongst that group, with his Twitch gaining over 32,000 followers after announcing that he joined the server. Jakishi instantly began to exhibit the same kind of outlook and attitude as these other Minecraft streamers, making a Twitter post only 1 day after being accepted into the SMP reading, "So I had something brought to my attention that one of my new mods said something that wasn't okay in any circumstance. They have been unmodded because that doesn't fly with me at all. That isn't the kind of stuff I want in my chat, not from mods, not from anyone. Love you guys."
Bro, I'm gonna be real, like anytime that people start commenting on some people on some bullshit like this, oh my god.
Come on.
Like nobody
Snip, snip.
gives a fuck, man. Like you don't need to pat yourself on the back because you kicked somebody out of your Discord server who was a racist. Wow. Oh, let's roll out the red carpet. I can't believe it. Who gives a fuck, man? It's so brave, yeah.
People asking for context, there was something said about self-harm and it wasn't okay. With this post seemingly try to establish the idea that he was of good morals and could do nothing wrong.
Anytime people try to convince you that they're of good morals, they're usually not. Because somebody that actually is of good morals lets their actions speak for them. They don't sit around and talk about how worldly they are, how socially and politically aware they are, culturally aware they are. They just live that life. And they don't talk about it because that's natural for them.
Also seemed to be the goal of his countless other tweets, where he was trying to come off as
oh my god, bro, like, just remind you guys are loved and valid. Not sure you need to hear this. No, I'm proud of you. You're loved and valid. Keep being yourself. Just wanted to say I'm extremely proud of you. Keep pushing, keep being you. You're epic. It's like some of this shit's okay. Like, I mean, but like this is all like within like a month. I mean, I probably tweeted something else like this, like over 5 years, I probably said something like this, sure. But it's just like, trying to farm likes, yeah, it's just like, I don't know, like, it's just, I don't know, it's just not there, is it? Similar to people making videos giving homeless people money and food, yeah.
extremely nice and overly accepting of others. However, you should always be cautious of a creator who seems too nice, because everybody has an unseen dark side, and perhaps—
No, I don't believe that. I think that's bullshit. I think there's a lot of people actually that are genuinely nice, good people, and that's the end of the sentence. It's not like every fucking, like, it's not like everybody has like a secret evil fucking anime villain dark side, and you know, if you
That's
make
just my
them
normal
mad,
side.
you're gonna let out the demons.
I be douchebag.
Nah, bro, like, there's plenty of people that are just like, yeah, I'm sure they might get mad at something just like anybody else would, but they're not. This isn't Dr. Evil here. You know, like, what's your evil side? The whole thing.
Same.
Takeshi's overwhelming kindness was nothing more than a cover-up for his own horrible past.
Oh my god, my experience. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh boy. Dark thoughts versus dark actions. Yeah, bro, we're 4 minutes into the video, you got this shit popping off. Here we go.
My experience with Jakashi/Demetrius popped up on the 26th of October 2021, only 2 days after he was accepted into the Dream SMP. It was being posted by a user named Ren, who had attached a tweet longer which read as follows.
I'm glad, bro, I'm glad he put this music in there, like, this shit sets the mood.
Recent event of him joining a considerably
That's why I put it in there, yeah. That's how that goes.
And gaining exponentially more exposure. I feel like it's my responsibility to bring this to light in order to prevent this person from taking advantage of more young girls. The tweet longer then explained that the two had begun talking when she was 14, Jakashi was 18 or 19, and that things had gotten heated in the chat pretty quickly. The two had joked about sending pictures to each other, which they would eventually do, and had also talked about meeting up, quote,
Well, look at this, bro, like, he sent me his dick and asked for titty pictures, which I agreed to, as well as him paying me, bro. Like, are you well, what are you doing? Oh my god, just search big boob on Google and get 2 billion results. What is wrong with you, man? Like, here, let me give y'all a fucking bit of advice, and this is not necessarily true with everybody, but here's something that I have learned, is that if a girl wants to send you nudes, you won't have to ask. But you know what I mean? Like, I mean, am I the only person that's been in that? Yeah, you're not gonna have to ask and fucking, like, beg for this shit. Like, oh my god, it's just so fucking cringe. Like, and of course being underage is like, what the fuck? But like, even beyond that, it's embarrassing in general.
We would have met up that summer. I would have been 15 while he was 20, alone in a hotel with a man who said that he would try to not make sexual advances on me. The post concluded by stating I can no longer ignore it, as his audience of young and impressionable girls is growing by the second. I blocked him on Snapchat, Twitter, and Instagram several months ago after we eventually grew apart, and have not spoken to him since. I also know that I was not the only underage girl that he was sexual with. Ren had all of the screenshots to match, and with the expose receiving over 50,000 likes, it was only going to be so long until Dream realized what was going on, who would take to his private Twitter in a post reading, "Remove Demetrius from the SMP for gross accusations that he also confirmed privately were accurate. No questions, no toleration. Disgusted and incredibly disappointed. Will never let things like this stop me from trying to uplift members of the community and smaller content creators. It's part of what makes our community great. So stick together, be there for people who need it, and always be safe online." However,
I feel like that's a W for Dream.
This is an old video, by the way, because Dream, meanwhile, was cheating.
You know, saw it. He's like, okay, it's bullshit. Get him out of here. All right, let's move on. Good response. Yeah, it's a good response. How? Because he read the post, he confirmed it with the person that it was about, and then he took appropriate action. I think this is a Dream W. Yeah, absolutely.
But Jakeshi being removed from the Dream SMP was really only the beginning of his problems. On the original expose, a user by the name of Mackerel had replied by stating, "My friend had a bad experience with him too," indicating that Jakeshi may have been a repeat offender. Well, over the next 24 hours, 18 different people came forward explaining that they had had a similar experience. We talked on Discord and it started out innocent until he suggested that we add each other on Snap. He'd bring up my age pretty often and always ask me if I'd never tell anyone because he doesn't want to get exposed like he is right now. Like,
oh my god. What an idiot. What a fucking idiot. Like, how can you be this dumb, man? He really was great. Yeah, this isn't some, you know, some 18-year-old that was dating a 17-year-old, right? Oh my god.
this was his biggest fear. He brought it up so often that I don't know how I missed the fact that he had other victims. The funny thing is that after I turned 18, he never interacted with me in a sexual way again. I was a young minor.
Jeez. Bro, this is so fucking... Oh my god, yeah, like, I don't even want... That's so weird. I don't even want to make a joke about it. What the fuck? He's a fucking weirdo. Like, what do you expect, man? Like, that's just how people are. Like, it's so frustrating, man. It's so sad to see. Like, I'm telling you guys, like, if I ever have kids, like, I gotta make sure that, like, they're not talking to fucking weirdos like this. It's like, this freaks me out. Like, if you have a kid, like, and then, like, they're doing this shit. Because, like, they don't know any better. Like, they don't know what the fuck's going on, right? Like, that's... Oh, my God. Oh, keep them off the internet? No, you can't keep a kid off the internet, but, like, you can have a little bit of fucking... A little bit of common sense, you know?
12 to 14, not saying specific age. I told him I wasn't comfortable with those jokes and how he needed to stop. He never stopped. He continued. I didn't want to completely cut connections with him because I trusted him. He was my best friend and I didn't want to lose the person I enjoyed talking to. We were 11/12. We lied about our age and said I was 13. We were on a Discord server with Jakeshi. We ended up DMing each other because of a mutual friend and became pretty good friends. At first he seemed nice and we had a pretty normal relationship, but about a month or so in, it became very weird. He would ask to call us constantly even when I said no, and make NSFW jokes to us even when we said we were uncomfortable. By the following day, the count of allegations had reached 30, and by the end of the week, approximately 41 people had come forward, all of which citing a very similar experience. Jakeshi's bizarre post from earlier, requesting that his fans apply to be his children, had suddenly aged incredibly poorly, to the extent that he didn't even try to issue any kind of apology, and instead simply disappeared from the internet. His Twitch channel was terminated for breaking terms of service, while he deleted every single video from his YouTube channel. His TikTok was deleted, his Instagram was erased, and even his merch store was taken down completely. The only piece of remaining Jakeshi social media is his Twitter, which sits vacant following his final tweet of nothing more than the word Minecraft with a smiley face. So where is he now? Jakeshi was smart enough to never give out his surname, possibly because he knew he might end up in this situation, and as a result there's very little info on what ended up happening to him. There are Reddit threads such as this one questioning whatever happened to Jakeshi after the drama, although besides from some people hoping that he ended up in prison, the only information we have is, for all we know, he disappeared.
Where are the cops? Why, how's there no cops that see this shit? For real, like, this is nuts. Like, how are you not on top of this? I mean, like, what the fuck? Weird how no one has his name, bro. If the cops want to get his name, they get his name. Oh my god. Someone has to file the report? I mean, that's just, holy fuck, where are the cops, man? It's always the Minecraft YouTubers? Nah, bro. There's like a meme like with Minecraft YouTubers a little bit, but not with this. Like, this is some fucking weird ass shit. Like, don't put this on them. Like, they don't have anything to fucking do with this shit. This is creepy, man. This is some weird ass. It's like 45 applications to be his kid. It's like about here. I'm like, bro, I think I want off this ride. And then it just kept going. Oh my God. They have nothing to do with it. I don't know what happened. Like, they're literally 11. A lot of creepy Overwatch players too. It's nuts. I'm gonna just let y'all in on a secret. There's a lot of creepy fucking people, okay? You have kids, you gotta fucking watch what they're doing. This shit is weird. Why is the entire entertainment community predatory, walking in gray territory? Bro, they did this shit in Rome. There's nothing new about this. It's not like there's anything new or unique about gaming that makes this happen. Like, this is the same as it always has been. It's fucked up then, it's fucked up now, it's always been fucked up, it's always gonna be fucked up. That doesn't mean you can't do something to make it happen a little bit less. The Greeks too? Yeah, fucking Epstein. Look at all these people. Like, this is the same shit because people are fucked up in the head. It's not about whether it's like, yeah, obviously we can all get together and talk about how bad this dude is. Like, yeah, he's a piece of shit. We all know it. But the truth is, like, where's the law enforcement? Where's the police? This is insane. How does this not fucking happen? Oh my God, it's so frustrating. He's won $1 million. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. Or the other P word, parents. Bro, parents ain't gonna do shit to this guy. Like, the parents can't do anything to him. It's the police that can do anything. People don't go to the police. They write a tweet longer. Yeah, that's... Of course they do that. Like, what do you mean? Like, it's not a surprise, but it's like sometimes the police, like, maybe take us, maybe like, you know, like all those fucking, you know, like those law enforcement videos where it's like you knew some shit was fucked up, but like, you know, like you really had to go out of your way and like show up on Saturday and like maybe work a little bit harder at your job to make this shit happen. Like, it's just so disappointing, man. Yeah. They never found him. Parents won. I don't know, man. There's no way Dream didn't get his real name and info. I don't know. I have no idea. Had her identity stolen from ex-fiance, the name and address. They didn't do shit to him. Crazy world. Yeah, I know. Harassing people can only get you in so much trouble. Bro, he's soliciting nudes from a minor. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, this is not being weird. Bro, this is some fucking guy. This is crazy. Come on, what are you talking about? Why are these things processed through Twitter and Discord, not official police reports? Because the people that are think about it logically, right? The people that are writing these things out are talking about something that happened 3 years ago whenever they're 11. Well, now they're 14. They can't even drive to the police station. They're kids. They don't understand. Like, what do you expect them to do? Yeah, I mean, really, they can't do shit. Yeah, they're fucking kids. Like, think about, like, look at this. Like, parents would need to file everything. Yeah, the parents have to do everything. They didn't want to get their parents involved in this shit because their parents get to... You think about, right? Like, you're a kid. Like, you had this shit happen to you. Like, you tell your parents. Parents are like, okay, you can't use the internet anymore. Now, suddenly, you're separated and isolated from your friend group. So, like, you have this weird fucking dissonance in your head. It's like, do I do the right thing? And you know, see what I'm saying? Like, I mean, think about what goes through a kid's head. And it's, I'm not telling you, like, whether they're right or wrong. It's not about whether they're right or wrong. It's about what they think. People have wanted me to watch this for like 3 days. It's time.
From using aimbot during a live CSGO tournament to completing Super Mario 64 with a see-through blindfold, these are the dumbest streamers who are caught in 4K cheating, beginning with Elm0, who accidentally left his aimbot on whilst trying out for a professional esports team.
What an idiot.
Up until this point, Elm0 had built up a respectable 3,000 Twitch followers for his impressive Apex Legends gameplay. However, while trialing for the pro team Zenith, judges noticed that his aim was almost too impressive. And while this first kill was arguably still possible without aimbot, his next kill was significantly more suspicious. Elm0 shoots through the wall as if he already knew where the enemy was.
Oh, I was like, I don't know. I feel like I've seen Shroud do that, but yeah, he shot through the wall.
Player with near perfect accuracy. Elm0 was instantly called out in a Twitter post reading, "How are people streaming cheats in Scrims LMAO?" which received a response explaining that he was known for cheating on PUBG in the past.
Wow. One of my accounts was banned from PUBG. I was banned by the PUBG Corp for, my ban message said hacking.
Determined to expose...
I guess it said, I don't really, that's what it said. I don't know really what it was. Shit, dude, fuck, I guess that's what it was. I don't know.
Elm0 for good. Another clip was tweeted of him warming up for the match, in which his aim was once again robotically accurate, and with the evidence seeming conclusive, Zenith Esports would make a tweet explaining that Elm0 was not contracted with us and has been removed from our trial process, which was followed by Elm0 deleting all of his social media before disappearing from the internet.
I'm sure that's what somebody who wasn't cheating would do. Yeah, I'm sure he was actually just really, really good at the game, and he didn't want to have people dragging him down anymore. So yeah, he just had to call it quits.
Semper0311 was even stupider, as after going live playing the game Destiny 2, he'd forget to hide the aimbot program altogether. At the time, he was streaming to a small audience of only 16 people, however this was enough for one of his viewers to notice the fishy gameplay, writing in the chat, "Is that aimbot? On your screen it has like red squares around them." Semper was dumb enough to read the comments out loud.
"My screen has red squares around them."
And after pretending to be confused for a couple of seconds, the stream ended abruptly and the footage was deleted. In the days that followed, Semper denied cheating and threatened to ban anyone bringing it up.
"No, it's not. No, it's not. And I didn't, dude. If you want to get banned, you can keep saying that."
Yet after being pressured by the...
I feel like it's really easy to tell if somebody's cheating and using aimbots. You have them play, and then you compare how they played before and then after. You know, on some random ass game. Yeah, it's pretty fucking simple.
Audience, Semper admitted to cheating in the weakest way possible.
"There was wall hacks on my computer yesterday on stream. I'm not denying that. I just don't know how they got there."
However, at least
somehow it just basically somebody got onto his computer and downloaded hacks to make him look bad on his stream. That makes sense because somebody's trying to get him canceled. This dude's on the come up. He's got 15 viewers. Bro, he's balling out. Somebody saw that and said, "I can't stand to see people eat. I gotta bring him down. I gotta take this guy down a peg." 100%.
Semper eventually admitted to some kind of wrongdoing, as the next person blamed her cheating on a non-existent person.
I know.
The streamer in question went by the name of Miss Q Gemini, and just prior to being exposed, she'd state that people often...
Isn't wait a second, I hate this stuff, but aren't Geminis in astrology known to be liars and manipulative? That's kind of one of the established things. Yeah, bro, that's crazy. That is just fucking crazy, isn't it? How do you know? I know a lot of stuff.
Called her a cheater simply because she was female.
You know what's really sad?
Oh.
Sometimes, because I'm female in Counter-Strike, people are like, "You're cheating!"
However, the real reason behind why she was called a cheater revealed itself just minutes later, as she began her first CSGO game of the stream with wall hacks enabled.
All women cheat.
They're mid.
Good shot. You know what the saddest thing is? She missed.
Mid.
Watch.
Mid.
Watch it real quick. Every frame, she's actually missing him, even though she has wall hacks on. She actually went over his head. Look at that. Sad.
After dying in the game, she'd come to notice her colossal-sized mistake and attempted to play the whole thing off by stating that she had some weird glitch.
Do you guys ever get that weird glitch in CS:GO where it shows your rank, that it shows everyone's rank? I played the other day with Rock, and he got that, and now I have it. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Which was then followed by Miss Q Gemini, stating that someone named Clara had been playing on her computer earlier that day.
Wait, Clara! Hold on. Clara, give me 1 second. Clara, let me just message this girl. Give me 1 second. Why is this on my computer right now? Where is this? How do I close this? I need to text my friend Clara right now. She was at my house earlier today. I'm literally gonna kill her. She promised me she didn't use it on my PC. Clara, out of all—
So it's like then you had a conversation about it. Like, it's so dumb.
people. This is what happens when—
Yeah, this is one. Everybody knows this one.
Let people use your PC.
Realizing that there was no getting out of this, Miss Q Gemini began to trade all of her items to a brand new account, yet unfortunately this wouldn't stop a Twitch ban, which happened later that day.
Good.
And while it's certainly shameless to blame a friend for the hacks on your computer, it's not nearly as shameless as aimbotting during a professional CSGO tournament, which is what would happen in the case of Optic Forsaken. Forsaken had joined the Indian Optic group in May 2018, and in the 5 games played after joining, Forsaken had always placed either second or first.
Wow.
While many assume that Forsaken was nothing more than a very talented player, it will be after flying to a $100,000 prized professional tournament in Shanghai, China, that Optic Forsaken was exposed brutally. The tournament began with Forsaken taking large breaks in the warm-up rounds, as if he was trying to set something up on his computer in the background, yet it would only be after the main matches began that Forsaken's plays became incredibly suspicious. This first strange flick into the ground was followed by countless examples of him locking perfectly onto the enemy.
Blade.
Like, I can imagine the first two, you know, like you could probably do the first two. You know, you go through like 100 games. I mean, like 100 games, 1,000 games. And eventually that will happen if you're very, very good. But the third guy, a fucking 90-degree turn to the third guy, no shot.
And while there was a chance that some of these kills could still be made by a high-level player, it would be with one final matchup that Forsaken's aimbot became obvious.
To the smoke?
After locking onto the enemy through a wall, event organizers called a timeout, and officials made their way over to Forsaken's computer to figure out if he was cheating. At first, Forsaken refused access to his computer, however the officials would ignore this and look anyway, during which Forsaken kept pushing them away from his computer while he tried to delete the aimbot right in front of their faces. Despite having traveled all the way from India, Forsaken and the whole Optic team were instantly disqualified from the tournament.
They put that kid in a re-education camp, man. Like, I mean, that's the thing is I would not want to do that shit in China. Like, of all of the countries to cheat in a video game in, China would be the last one that I would want to do it with.
Which became even worse when Forsaken issued a public statement explaining that neither his team, manager or coach had even the faintest idea that he was hacking. The scandal eventually resulted in Optic—
That's probably true, they probably didn't know.
India shutting down altogether, but Forsaken isn't the only person in this video to cheat in a professional tournament. Because during a professional Fortnite tournament with a $500,000 prize, the following scenario happened to a player by the name of Marky Locuris. Despite being down and finished countless times by his opponent, a glitch prevented Marky from being eliminated.
Oh, it's a glitch.
Whilst being revived, Marky told his teammate to keep quiet about what had happened, which was followed by the two unfairly killing the player who had downed Marky originally.
Wait, so he just had like an invincibility glitch on? Damn, that's nuts.
After continuing to play normally, Marky was approached by event organizers who asked him to leave the match, yet he'd refused, stating that what had happened was a glitch and was part of the game. While he would eventually give up and leave, this prompted discussion online about whether Marky had cheated or not.
100% he cheated. Like, even if that was a glitch, let's assume that it was a glitch. If you got down and the guy shot you and it's a tournament game, that means that the rules, the rules that the game has, it's the spirit of the game, right? You clearly lost. You died. Just because the game didn't do that, just a glitch doesn't mean that you can take advantage of it. He ain't cheating, he ain't trying. Well, he's not cheating and he's not trying. That's the worst part. Yeah, he should have just quit out immediately, yeah. Like, there, in no other professional game, if this ever happened, like, let's say in Counter-Strike, if somehow somebody just had, like, an invulnerability glitch, and they just went and killed everybody on the other team, they would immediately count that round out and disqualify that person. There's never another circumstance in which this would be okay.
I don't think he is cheating. I think he just went with it. All these kids saying he wasn't cheating. He knew he wasn't taking damage and got revived and continued the game even though he should have died.
Exactly, yeah. It's cheating at worst, bad sportsmanship at best.
That's considered an exploit and is cheating. Fun fact, the first clip was actually a glitch, but he decided to abuse it. Sure. There was certainly an argument for whether or not Marky's behavior constituted cheating. However, the same couldn't be said for Captain Baldy, who accidentally showed his aimbot.
Yeah, I think in my opinion, like 100% it's cheating. It's not even a question. Like, no shot, that's okay. Oh, fuck. Give me a minute. Something fell down. Okay. No, this isn't me. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. It's not me.
Was trying to prove that he wasn't cheating. Up until this point, Captain Baldy had built up a Warzone kill-death ratio of over 2, yet similar to the Apex Legends player in the beginning, Captain Baldy would be called out.
A Warzone... Wait, a 2? That's bad. Bro, how do you have a 2? Wait, what? Bro, mine was higher than that. A 2 with hacks? Like, I'm pretty sure if you put a dog on the computer, it would be able to do a better job. What is this?
On Twitter after locking onto an enemy who was running behind a wall. Another clip then surfaced where Captain Baldy displayed suspiciously accurate shooting. And as a result, his chat began to fill with people calling him a cheater. Determined to prove his innocence, Captain Baldy agreed to show his task manager, yet hilariously seemed to instead tap the key which brought up his cheat menu.
Task manager? Yo, they want my task manager? Hold up. Control delete. No, control.
What a fucking idiot. Oh my god. Like, how are people this stupid? I mean, it's so good. Yeah, it's like you're not even... How are they this dumb? It's just sad that somebody is this dumb. Clara did it? Apparently, yeah. It's so dumb, he should act like he was trolling, yeah. Or something, man. Like, god damn. I love how he just stares there and he looks at it. He's like, oh. 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 It's like this is the time that you would play like the fucking dial-up sound. Like he's like fucking thinking, trying to connect. Like, oh, what should I do now?
Oh my god.
The chat then mocked Captain Baldy relentlessly, which was followed by a live Warzone ban later in the stream.
Disconnected from COD.
No way.
Damn.
I wonder
with the
why.
Captain Baldy saga ending with the deletion of his entire Twitch channel. Getting caught while checking the task manager was a trend continued by Call of Duty streamer Young, although he didn't take his expose as humbly as Captain Baldy did. Young's viewers noticed that he always seemed to know where the enemy was coming from, so just like our last cheater, the audience requested that he show his task manager. Now, Young wasn't dumb enough to bring up the entire cheat menu, however, after accessing the task manager, his stream display bugged out and showed a second window where his hacks could be seen clearly. After being banned from Call of Duty, Young would take to his Twitter on which he'd make an idiotically arrogant tweet reading, "Got mad free press tonight, over 2k views overall. Some people even posted my gameplay online. Thanks for the shoutouts, people, really appreciate the help." Although
and 3 quote tweets, 1 like. Bro, this guy's grinding. Like, he's on the way up. Literal ratio, yeah. The thing is, what you guys need to remember is, like, ratio used to be whenever you would have more comments than likes. And now, no, it's just some other bullshit.
These 2,000 views worth of free press didn't contribute to the long-term growth of his career, as Young hasn't gone live on Twitch ever since.
What a stupid name.
However, Young still looks like a genius in comparison to Twisted Bear, whose Twitch description boldly claimed that he was the top Modern Warfare player. The reason for this claim would become apparent in July of 2020, when he'd go live displaying his skills, only he completely forgot that he had his wall hacks on. The end to Twisted Bear's career was then unbelievably quick. He was banned from Call of Duty, then Twitch, and was never heard from ever again.
What a surprise.
But this is what separates Twisted Bear from the next cheater, Mr. Golds, who made a much larger spectacle over his cheating ban.
Of course.
Mr. Golds was a much more significant figure in the Call of Duty.
I mean, this dude's got 50k followers. Like, to me, it's like whenever you have, like, a fucking, you know, some random guy with 2k followers that gets caught with cheats, he's like, ah, shucks,
Not the
guys.
cheating parts.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna work at Starbucks again. I'll see you later. You know, but like this guy, he's got 50,000 followers. Like, this is a job. Like, he's really working at it and making it happen. And like, that's what I'm ready to see that happen.
Sporting a Twitch follow account of over 50,000. During a live stream to an audience of approximately 1,700 people, Mr. Golds brought up his task manager before beginning to brag about how he was so good at Call of Duty that he didn't need to cheat.
Is it the first time you see someone good at the game? Have you ever seen anyone playing like this? Like seriously?
Although he didn't seem to notice that he'd also accidentally brought up his cheat menu, on which he had aim at enemies turned on.
Holy fuck, bro. Like, how is it? Like, this stuff, like, these people are so stupid that, like, you think to yourself, like, is it a meme? You know, are they doing this just to, like, fucking take the piss? Is it some kind of, like, a joke just to get people going along with it or what? I don't know. But god damn, that is just sad. It's like, I think what's really sad about it is, like, people, they need to brag that they're good at a video game that they're cheating in. It's like, it's just a video game. Who cares?
I guess this police all over this fucking hellhole.
It's a fucking game.
Damn it. Sorry, Piggy Brain, even getting shit.
If you're good at it, who cares? But they're cheating, and their ego, yeah, it's just like, but like, I just think it's so sad. Like, I get it whenever you're young and there's like nothing else you like really old enough to be good at, and like, yeah, maybe like video games are the thing, but like, these are like fucking 30-year-old men, you know, 28-year-old men. Like, you need to stop getting a fucking ego from being good at a video game. Holy shit, man, how sad.
Motherfucker, fucking cops.
Despite having 1,800
We're so
views at the
screwed.
time, almost nobody was talking in the chat or calling him out for it, showing that he was probably also viewbotting. However, while the chat remained pretty quiet, the incident was shared to Twitter, where it received over 2,000 likes and 700 retweets. After being temporarily banned from received over 2,000 likes and 700 retweets.
Yeah,
after being temporarily banned from Call of Duty on Twitch, Mr. Golds would upload an apology video in which he'd state that he didn't mean to download the cheats.
I truly am sorry about it. I didn't mean to.
What does he mean, I didn't mean to? You don't.
Like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't. It's so sad that all these people, they can't, like, why can't they just say, like, yeah, I was cheating? Yep. I cheated. Why did I do it? Because I like winning, and I thought it was funny because I would win all the time. Like, that's pretty much why it happened. Yep.
Don't download and use cheats without meaning to. I mean, come on, buddy.
Before going on to try and convince his audience that this wasn't who he was.
This is not who I am. This is really not who I am.
Despite having cheated for months in the lead up to his expose. These days, Mr. Gold's Twitch channel is an advertisement for big cryptocurrency giveaways from Tesla.
Of course it is.
So is it just like basically he probably got his account hacked?
It sold.
So this is what
sold
happened,
it.
right? he either got his account hacked or he sold his account.
100%
so
sold it.
People go on websites and they buy accounts with certain amounts of followers, and this was like really popular back whenever Twitter verification was like a cool kids club rather than an $8 club. Is that you would be able to buy Twitter accounts with verified names and then change them into what you wanted them to be. Yeah, and so he probably sold it to somebody else who's using it for a crypto giveaway.
Sounds like an even bigger scam than his wall hacks.
Yeah, see,
however,
he's got
a
the
more
thing
interesting question to ponder is what happens when a game developer gets caught cheating on his own game. This is what happened to Autonil, the H1Z1 technical director, who was caught using invisibility whilst live on stream.
That's technically not accurate.
Wait, you not see him?
You can't see me? Oh my god, am I hidden? Oh my god.
Wait, what did he just show? Oh, I've never played this game, so I don't know what I'm looking at.
Oh my god.
Yeah, judging from his reaction, the cheat had definitely been left on accidentally.
Oh my god. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry, guys.
Damn, I actually feel for the dev. You can tell he felt really bad. Poor guy, LOL. However, there was absolutely no
Oh, wait a second. So he was on dev console invisible mode, and he just ran in there and fucking domed 3 guys with invisible on. Legit accident? Yeah, actually probably an accident. I mean, why would he do that? Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. It looks like he just forgot. Yeah, that's really fucking funny.
Accidents coming from FaZe Jarvis, who was given a lifetime ban on Fortnite after cheating publicly. On the 4th of November 2019, FaZe Jarvis would upload a video titled "Fortnite Gave Me Aimbot," in which he'd explained that he was given hacks by an unknown person in random duos.
Something crazy actually happened. I got in a random duos game, and he was telling me like he can get aimbot and everything.
And then he was going to test the hacks for his video.
You've got to keep in mind, like, obviously this kid is like, I think Jarvis was like 15 years old or something like that.
Yeah, but he's a massive piece of shit now, so he knew what he was doing.
To be smart. Like, for example, like anybody, like if you're older, you would know that like 19, I thought. Yeah, he was is he 19 now? Or was he 19 then? If he was 19 then, he was 19. Okay, then he's an idiot. Okay, yeah, never mind.
And a piece of shit.
Yeah, he's a fucking idiot. Because like, the problem is that I don't really think it's that big of a deal to do this in a vacuum. But the problem is that whenever you play with aimbot and then you advertise it to everybody else, it's going to increase the amount of people that use aimbot. You see what I'm saying? So like, even if you say don't do this, you know, people still gamble. That's just what happens because you're advertising it. That's the way it goes.
This is what happens. Look, aimbot, FOV, aimbot. I don't know what half this stuff means, but it's actually about to be lit. We're about to pop off.
Over the following 7 minutes, Jarvis lit up every single person in the lobby with his insane aimbot accuracy.
Oh my gosh,
And it's like, do you see what I'm saying about how like somebody who's like just a naive, dumb kid would probably do this and like not really think of the ramifications? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, they would just be like, do this, like, oh yeah, this is, because they're thinking in their mind, oh, I'm gonna make a cool video that nobody else has made and people are gonna see what it's like to aimbot. And he doesn't really think about the ramifications of like how this is going to affect the audience or how this is going to affect like the game as a whole or how the developer's going to see it. Like, they're probably not going to care about that. Who the fuck cares? Well, the people that run Fortnite care. Because like they don't want to have somebody going around advertising their advertising ways to cheat in their game. Bro, the one thing that is more toxic than anything else is people that are cheating in a game. Because whenever a game has a reputation of having cheaters, that means that every single time that you get killed, you don't think, man, I just got outplayed by somebody who's really good. Every time you lose to someone, it's sus. Every time you lose to somebody, you're wondering, is this guy cheating or is he good? It's so corrosive for a game. It's awful.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm sorry, what?
Whilst explaining that he was using a new account and a new computer so he wouldn't get banned.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't want to have aimbot on my main account. I had to go on.
Yeah, and it's like you can see how somebody who is really, really dumb would think this isn't a problem. I'm not saying it's okay, but I'm saying that I can see how a dumb person would not identify this as problematic.
New PC, like I don't want to get my main PC banned.
Jarvis finished.
I mean, he literally has the Zoomer meme haircut. Okay. He
25
has
experience.
the meme haircut. He's not like some fucking, you know, like, you know, well-reasoned adult man. Yeah, he's bussing. Yeah, exactly. What do you expect, man?
Video by once again reiterating that you shouldn't hack and that his dummy account was most certainly going to get banned.
Never use aimbot, okay? Never do it. You're gonna get banned. I'm 100% gonna get banned on this account.
Yet he probably didn't expect that Fortnite would watch his video and ban every single one of his accounts permanently.
Yeah, and I think that again, it was just like
Bye,
he just
Felicia.
didn't think that far ahead.
In the days that followed, Jarvis would upload a new video titled "I've been banned from Fortnite, I'm sorry," in which he'd explained that he could no longer play the game.
I've actually been permanently banned on Fortnite for life. Recently, I posted some videos of me using aimbot. It didn't even cross my mind to think that I could be banned for life on Fortnite.
Before stating that he was extremely sorry for his actions.
You know, it's obvious that I made a massive mistake. And of course, I would never think about doing anything like this again. I know.
I think that I think this is probably what I said. Like, if they unban him in like 3 years or something like that, it's like the guy was an idiot. He did something he shouldn't have done. Just unban him in a few years and just move on. Yeah, I mean, I think that's fine. Who cares? It is just a video game after all.
Now how big of a mistake this was, and like, it's just there's nothing I can.
The video accompanied a tweet by Jarvis reading, "I'm going to take accountability for my actions, and I understand completely why this has happened. I just wish I had known how severe the consequences were at the time, and I would have never thought about doing it."
Yeah, that's totally what it was. He just, like, you got to think of it from his perspective, right? He's got content brain, and he's thinking this is going to be a great YouTube video, and to be fair, he was right. But yeah, he just didn't think of the consequences. Yeah, sure. Makes sense.
I love all of you who still support me. This is not the end. And while Jarvis did seem quite apologetic for his actions, Fortnite would make an example out of Jarvis by banning any new accounts that he tried to create. The interesting thing is, Jarvis's punishment was still less severe than Super Fast Jellyfish, who might have the craziest cheating story in this whole video. Super Fast Jellyfish was a Super Mario 64 speedrunner who wanted to join the exclusive 9-person list of Super Mario
these idiots.
players who had completed the game whilst blindfolded. In the lead up to his blindfolded attempts, Superfast Jellyfish had been playing Super Mario 64 for 3.5 years, leading him to believe that he had enough experience to beat the game without eyesight, and apparently he was correct, as he'd successfully complete the blindfolded challenge after only 3 tries. However, his ability—
That's crazy. Only 3 tries. Wow.
to complete the challenge with such ease prompted a user by the name of CharlieBrown64 to upload a video titled "Obvious Cheater Fakes Blindfolded Super Mario 64 Speedrun," in which he tears Superfast Jellyfish's run to absolute shreds.
Only a true gamer such as this man would be able to somehow sidestep this Goomba, quickly make his way up the path, and then do this long jump to the next red, all completely blindfolded and without—
That's what's so nuts, man. Is like, I could see him just like walking around really slowly, but he's not even trying to hide it. He's literally doing speedrun strats while he's supposed to be blindfolded. It's not even trying.
Absolutely.
Yeah, at least run off the edge a few times, man.
If necessary. Not only does he somehow know exactly where the 1-up box is, but he also knows exactly what direction the 1-up will go in once it spawns. Something completely determined by RNG. Then, after chasing it on a moving platform for a completely arbitrary amount of time, he somehow knows exactly when and where to jump to the left. Watch now as he somehow knows exactly where he is on the spinning platform and knows exactly where the first pole is. Again, anyone who is actually blindfolded here would have probably just kept holding left and run off. However, this guy is able to make a completely random amount of adjustments to make it onto the pole.
19 days after Charlie Brown would upload his expose, Superfast Jellyfish uploaded a bizarre apology video in which he tried to claim that the run had
minus 27k. Look at the like-dislike ratio. Holy fuck. Negative 27,000 people. Oh my god.
Had been faked deliberately.
That speed run was purposely fake. It was purposely fake.
Yet nobody seemed to buy any of his lies. A superfast jellyfish's time in the spotlight ended with a dislike ratio of over 95%.
I wonder why. Like, why would you ever want your, why would you intentionally make a fake speed run? It's just so weird. Who would have guessed? Yeah, it's like the only one that I kind of, like, I don't feel bad for any of these guys. In a little, there's like a small bit of me that feels bad for Jarvis for getting like a lifetime ban just because he thought his video would be bussin'. And it was, but it was bussin' too hard for real. And Fortnite said, fucking, nah, it's too much. It's bussin' too hard. We're gonna have to shut this shit down. Yeah, and so like, yeah, it's what happens. I wouldn't care if this kid ever got unbanned in I wouldn't. It's like, it's after 3 years, it's 4 years, something like that. But they had to make an example out of him, right? I mean, like, put yourself in their position. And like, also, like, Fortnite's this like massive fucking game, and you've got this kid with a dumb haircut that's just cheating in your game. You're like, yeah, of course you're gonna ban him. Like, what the fuck? Like, what do you have to do? Like, you have to compromise with this stupid guy, like, it's like some 19-year-old that's posting hacks to your game. Like, no, get him the fuck out of here. So yeah, send him to gamer jail, exactly. And so yeah,
I hate that I can't see what the front of these fucking storage cases
is. People in phase, but this was definitely an.
As far as I know.
But, I mean, you could see why he's this upset, right?
Like, what's the front? Somebody tell me.
Your whole career up to this point has been Fortnite. You've been doing this for years. Your lifestyle is great. You're 19. You're probably making hundreds of thousands of dollars. I mean, fuck. Of course he's going to be sad and upset about it. But again, you know, it's the same as Logan Paul filming dead people in the forest. Think about it. Because, like, I can even see somebody doing this on stream. Like, I am more willing to forgive a mistake that happens if it's not on stream. Or sorry, if it's on stream. Because it's extemporaneous. You're just making a decision in the moment. You're like, oh, I'm going to do this. And then you go do it. And then, you know, it's really stupid and bad. And you shouldn't have done it. But, like, this guy fucking recorded the video, edited the video, or paid somebody else to edit the video. And then he uploaded it with, like, a thumbnail, taglines, a title, and everything. So, yeah. Dude got banned from Japan for that? Oh, I think so. I don't really know. Internet's so brainwashed, they forgot Logan Paul did that and support him. Not anymore. Yeah, not anymore. The guy behind the video was cheering him on. He had people saying yes. Well, the thing is, the guy behind the video, like, they probably didn't think about this shit. Like, bro. Like, these are just people, like, you've got to keep in mind, like, these people play Fortnite for a living. What do you think they're gonna have a fucking a broader social understanding of the ripple effect of a YouTube video and how it could affect the broader player base of a game? No, like they have no fucking they're professional video game players. They just did something stupid. Like, it's not like this isn't some kind of fucking like you know, some plot to destroy the world. They're just being stupid. That's all. There's nothing else to it. That professional? Well, yeah, they're professional. I mean, they make money playing the game. They play the game. They get paid to play the game. They make money through playing the game. They're professional Fortnite players. That's the way it would work. And so, yeah, that's really all I have to say about it. But it is kind of funny to see him crying and upset about it because obviously aimbot is bad and people that are cheating are fucking morons. But, you know, it's not something that you want to hold a grudge on forever. I get. At least he did it blatantly and honestly on stream. Yeah, that's true too. You're aware of that stuff? You make your money playing video games? I don't really think if I didn't play video games, I think I would still make money. Whereas this guy, I mean, I don't really know. And again, like anybody who looks to a streamer, like this is the truth, like the same with me or anybody else, right? Like don't look to any one person and be like, okay, I want this person Like this live streamer to be the person that like dictates how I think to me.
Oh, I forgot to add.
That it's a bad idea no matter what game they're
Forgot
playing.
to change
Even
the
if they're not playing
price.
a game, it's still problematic. Yeah, you've got to think a little bit beyond that. Issue is running the program against others rather than a sandbox mode. I think that it would be just as bad as in a sandbox mode because you're showing how good aimbot is. I can guarantee you. Like, is there anybody who thinks that somebody didn't download an aimbot after watching this video? I guarantee you at least 2 people did. Like, it fucking at least. Like, I bet probably, like, hundreds of people did, to be honest with you. But, like, at least a number of people did. Yeah, at least 2. So, yeah, of course it's going to cause that effect. Yeah, it's 23, had 23 million. Oh, wait, did that one have 23 million? Or did the one with him apologizing have 23 million? I have no idea. Let me
Explained
see.
that he could no longer play the game.
I've actually been permanently banned.
Yeah, the apology had 23 million, not the video itself. The Hacker Hunters on YouTube is only playing Fortnite, that's why it's so sad. He was so good at the game, living out of it. Yeah, exactly. I'll link the video. The Sunny video is, I watched so many of these were so good. I think that the most impressive thing about the Sunny videos is the fact that he makes them so frequently. A lot of these kinds of videos take a long time to do. This guy probably works his fucking ass off putting these videos together and editing them and like having good ideas that are compelling all the time. It's pretty fucking impressive, man. I would say so for sure. The sad thing is whenever good players cheat, well yeah, because if you're a good player you could always be better. I think that it's probably going to be more likely for a good player to cheat because good players have a reputation to uphold rather than a bad player who can just be shitty and it doesn't matter.
Day's over.
I like Ninja. I remember Ninja would be such a salty bitch whenever he'd lose sometimes in PUBG, and I fucking loved it.
Back in April 2018, when Ninja was gaining 200 million views per month on YouTube, setting world
That's a
records
lot.
with Drake over on Twitch, and earning 5 million.
Like, for context, like, my YouTube channel gets, like, 40 to 50 million views a month. So you take that, and you're talking about that much more. That's, like, 5 times as much.
$1 million a month from his creator code.
Yeah, I think the most I've ever made in a month off of the creator code was like 5 mil.
Failure probably felt like an impossibility. However,
that's some fucking crazy shit. $5 million just from the creator code. Right, that's just from Fortnite. That's not even talking about YouTube. That's not talking about sponsors, Twitch subs, anything like that. That's insane.
The past 3.5 years have been somewhat of a sobering reality check for the former king of Fortnite, forcing him to come to terms with the fact that at a certain point in his journey, whether he knew it or not, something went horribly wrong. His YouTube viewership has dropped by a mind-blowing 97% to between 4 and 6 million views per month. His Twitch viewership has dropped by an almost equally severe 92%, from 125,000 average concurrent viewers to approximately 10,000, all while his various social...
It's like back. The thing is with that is like you're never gonna hold on to that level of fame. Like with Ninja was so fucking popular that it was insane. Like it was absolutely fucking insane. Didn't we watch this? Wait, did I watch this? I don't think I did. 2001 December. Oh, there's no shot I watched this. So here's the thing is like you're not going to you get up to highs and then like especially back then. Like, for example, like, nobody was getting 125,000 viewers back then. Yeah, nobody was getting 125,000 viewers back then. Like, that did not happen. Like, I remember back then, like, 2001, yeah. It just doesn't happen. Now, obviously, like, people have grown as the website has grown. And, like, that was a lot. Like, 20K viewers back then was, like, 50 or 40K viewers now. Like, that was a lot of fucking viewers. Like, 40, like, the top of Twitch was, like, 30,000 viewers. And, like, that was it. Very rarely did things ever go above that. And, like, I remember I had a few streams where I just completely popped off. And it was, like, insane how much more it was. But, yeah, breaking 10K was huge. So, like, yeah, I remember this. Like, but Ninja was, like, so popular. Like, Ninja, whenever you really put it into perspective, Ninja, like, had such a huge popularity spike with Fortnite, it was ridiculous. Like, he was on, like, you know, he was like interacting with, like, you know, celebrities constantly. He was making like $5 million a month on the creator code. It was insane. He was the biggest. Like, Ninja even now is the most famous gamer by a mile. Like, if you don't consider like PewDiePie or Mr. Beast, you just look at the numbers and like how many
Mr. Beast is not a
Ninja
gamer.
has
The
and
fuck?
everything, and like the recognizability, right? Like, you can say like there's a lot of people. There's like you know, like iBuyFaker, XQC. Absolutely, these guys are really, really popular. But I'm talking about mainstream knowledge. I think if you went to like a Target and you showed a picture of Ninja to 1,000 people, everybody in that random building, more people would recognize Ninja than any of those other people on the list. That's the truth. That's what I think. Like, because like you guys, I feel like a lot of people might not remember how popular he was. It was insane.
Media follow accounts such as Instagram have been in complete and utter freefall. Perhaps a severe, unprecedented fall was the only inevitable outcome after such a fast, unbelievable rise to fame in the first place. Only 6 months prior to gaining 200 million views per month, Ninja was basically a nobody. He had appeared on the television show Family Feud.
What do you do? I'm a professional video game player. I travel across the country and compete playing video games.
And he gained a small internet following of around 100,000 YouTube subscribers as a professional Halo player dating all the way back to 2009.
Charges in, but Ninja's nowhere to be found, dude. I'm a magician.
However, Battle Royale seemed to be the genre that Ninja had been born to play. He began to mess around with H1Z1 all the way back in 2015.
Halo was horrible. No one really on Twitch watches it. And then I switched over to H1Z1.
Yeah, Halo's fucking boring to watch. That's why. It's because the developers refused to make a BR for it for some reason that nobody understands.
And that gave me a huge viewer boost.
And by early 2017, only 2 years later, Ninja had set the world record for the most kills ever in a single H1Z1 match, while also becoming ranked #1 for North American H1Z1 players, resulting in
Ninja was actually like really fucking good. A lot of people might not realize this, but like back in the day, like Ninja, and probably even now, like Ninja was actually a really, really, really good player. And I think that whenever you see a lot of people that are very popular with these things, a lot of them, there is like a certain degree of like actual like professional level skill involved. Yeah, he was legit
first bit
good.
of success on
He was
Twitch.
insane
At my
Fortnite,
prime
too.
in H1Z1 when I was going for my kill records and getting 30 kill games and stuff like that, I was averaging like 10,000 viewers a day.
Ninja would display a similar level of skill after switching to PUBG, often finishing games with upwards of 20 kills, and having built a strong foundation with Battle Royale experience, a seamless trend.
Another thing that was really, really big here was this was whenever Dr. Disrespect had the the thing happen, right? Where like, you know, he cheated on his wife and everything. So like this is the exact same time. So like right back then, Dr. Disrespect was like the big dick, right? Like everybody watched Doc every fucking day for PUBG. He was the most popular PUBG streamer by a fucking mile. And so what happened is that after Doc just completely disappeared, a lot of people, I guess like, yeah, to an extent Shroud was there too. Like, yeah, you're right. But like, especially as soon as Doc left, there was a big vacuum with like a lot of viewers. And Shroud was more popular. Shroud more popular. It went back and forth. You're right. It was actually like, yeah, it might have been Shroud. It might have been Doc. I think it depended on the day. But either way, they were both extremely popular. So like, as soon as Doc stopped streaming for a while, I remember watching Ninja stream in PUBG and people calling him the Dr. Disrespect waiting room, and him saying like, I don't really care if people call me that. I'm just glad they're watching. So like that actually really helped Ninja out a lot whenever Doc stopped making content, because a lot of his viewers went to find somebody else. And it's like, also Ninja acted like a clown, like Dr. Disrespected. Shroud just popping caps and asses. Like he's like, yeah, okay, well, okay, you're dead. Oh, we won another game? Nice. All right, Justin, you want to queue again? All right, cool.
It's kind of true.
Another victory for me. And that was it, right? Like, he was very relaxed. And so, like, but Ninja was standing up, screaming at the mic, acting like a fucking animal. So guess what? A lot of people that watched Dr. Disrespect watched the next best thing, which was another guy that acted like a clown. That's what it is. Rax more like boring? No, I didn't think it was boring at all. I watched Shroud every day. Fuck you saying that's boring. Fuck you. Warrant some respect.
Transition into Fortnite was almost guaranteed.
First impression of the game. It's fun.
When considering the previous information about his skill as a professional H1Z1 and PUBG player, it should come as no surprise that Ninja was a natural at Fortnite from the very first week. He dropped his first 20 kill game only 12 days after the game's release.
Oh, 20 more bitches!
In his first 25...
It's like, look at that. Like, bro, look at this goofball shit. Look at this.
Oh, 20 more bitches!
In his first 25 kills...
What the fuck is that shit, dude? Just goofing and clowning and flailing around, right? Because everyone sucked back then? That's right. So the big reason why Ninja was so popular in PUBG, or not PUBG, in Fortnite, is because Ninja, like, the learning curve for him was way faster. Like, Ninja was getting to, like, level 5 whenever everybody else was on, like, level 1 or 2. Or maybe 3.
Game only 3 days after that. The audience didn't flock to his channel on the very first day. However, the fact that Fortnite had a new player base meant that Ninja had exposure to a new audience. This new audience...
I think also, like, whenever the game was getting way more popular with a lot of people, that's also whenever it happened. First mover advantage, big, also his talent. I think what really put Ninja on the map, in my opinion, was the big kill games. Is because, like, a lot of people... Like, in general, with BRs are boring to watch if the person who you're watching sucks at the game. Because they're constantly... It's like, you know what they used to call me whenever I played Warzone? They used to call the game John McCain Simulator. Because I spent the whole time in a fucking gulag. It's like, nobody wants to... People don't want to watch that shit. They want to watch you come back over and over and over, right? They want to watch some shit happen. Yeah, that's what it is.
Liked him as he'd carried over a genuine, almost toxic personality that he developed during the H1Z1 and PUBG days when it only had a small following. The fact that he had this small following meant he really had nothing to lose with regards to how he acted on camera. He could be toxic, kind, annoyed, happy, whatever. It didn't matter because it always came off as authentic and genuine. Absolutely. In addition to this, his small audience meant he wasn't inundated with sponsorships, business opportunities, and other extracurricular activities chewing up his time. It was just raw, unfiltered gaming all day, every day, trying to become as skilled as possible.
And also, like, he was live all of the time. Like, that was another really big factor, is that, like, Ninja was live, like, 15 hours a day. Like, he was on
so am I, but that doesn't help.
Popping off, grinding.
Because I'm fucking boring.
And like, that's the thing is, like, whenever I feel like my stream is like really popping off and like I want to be live, like that's the same with whenever like Lost Ark, right? I was doing 10-hour days every day basically. I still kind of am, right? Even though now we're pretty much just chilling. Yeah, it's like 2 streams per day, like Shroud back in the C9 days. Yeah, basically, yeah, XQC streams all the fucking time, right? Consistency is a big fucking thing. Because, like, a lot of people, this is what happens, right? Is they get very popular, then they get complacent, and they stop streaming as much. In my opinion, I think that people want to have a routine. And that's why I always, like, it is so hard for me to wake up early, but I do it almost, well, I don't stream on Mondays, right? But, like, I wake up early at 8 a.m. every single day because that is what I do. And that's it. Because the consistency is what matters. And that's what the big difference is. The streamers who have defined schedules, yeah, well, other people, like, I would stream more, but, like, I know what will happen if I, like, because people say, oh, just go live at 11:30. Okay. All right, that's fine. It's good. All right, yeah, I did that. And then, oh, just go live at 12:30. And then, meanwhile, 12:30 turns into 12:30 p.m., you know, or a.m., right? Or, yeah, 11:30 a.m. or p.m. Like, I have a rotating schedule, which is what I do. So I will never have a normal schedule. That's it. The logic conflicts with the statements you made about nobody caring if you take a long break. Oh, yeah, no, you're right. You're absolutely right. But it's not, the thing is that these two things do not exist, like, purely independently of each other, right? And, like, in order to build up hype and things like that, what you have to understand is that, like, before that long break, it's like almost like you become consistent and then inconsistent. It's better to go all in and then go all out than go half dick and then half dick. It's better to go all in, grind like fucking crazy, be as intense as you possibly can, put as much work into it as possible,
Freeze.
And cold turkey that shit, and then come back whenever you're ready to put that same energy in. That is my, like, that's what that's what I've seen works, and I think that's the best way to do it. That's what I do, at least. Contradict yourself by making two objectively true statements. Yeah, there's a lot of people that they'll wait for me to say something that they don't really understand, and then they'll tell me that it's different. Oh, well, but you contradicted something you said earlier. Yes, there are a lot of things that are contradictory that are simultaneously true. Life is a matter of degrees. It's not a matter of binary experiences. It's not like, oh, well, you know, if this is true, then that's not true. That's not the way the world works.
Possible to provide the best content possible.
Yeah.
With this approach, growth was inevitable. Ninja began to ride the tsunami-sized Fortnite wave as each and every gamer was looking for a new pro player to watch.
Yeah.
1 million views turned into 7 million views the next month, then 35 million views by January
Jesus
2018.
Christ. Bro, I remember like Ninja one time he tweeted out there was like a picture of like him getting more interactions on Twitter than Ronaldo. Like that was like he was like the most popular athlete on Twitter, like athlete meme, right? Whatever, right? But like still, like that was ridiculous, man. It's like I remember the day that he hit 100,000 viewers. Like I didn't even know that was possible. Like I had never seen somebody hit 100,000 viewers before on Twitch.
1 month later, at around the same point in time, approximately 3 months after the game's release, Ninja had become what many considered to be the best all-round player in the game, and was certainly one of the first people that came to mind when thinking about pro Fortnite players.
I think that there were a lot of people that were like, okay, they didn't really know Ninja. Like Ninja might not have been the best because there were probably other people that were. But Tfue was, yeah, I thought Tfue, well, Tfue came later. And then there's a question like, is Tfue better than Ninja, right, whatever. But like, what I'm saying is like, Ninja was like the best person who was really well known.
His Twitch followers also exploded exponentially, growing from 500,000 to 3 million over the course of only 4 months, placing him in the position of the most followed Twitch streamer and the first streamer ever to reach 3 million followers.
Yep.
This would help him to then break the world record for the most concurrent viewers on a Twitch stream ever after he and Drake streamed to 628,000
I remember
people,
watching
which
this.
would then be broken again after Ninja hosted an amateur professional tournament to over 680,000 people only 1 month after that. Ninja basically had a Fortnite viewership monopoly for the first 6 months of the game. He was better than everyone else, more dedicated to streaming than everyone else, had an excellent attitude, and was a generally likable person. Everyone could agree that at the time, his 125,000 average Twitch viewers per stream and 200 million monthly views on YouTube were 110% deserved. However,
oh, absolutely they were. I mean, he was like the best player. He was streaming constantly, making content all the time. I mean, there's no question. Yeah, there's no fucking question. Nobody did it better. It's just that simple. He's toxic as fuck. Well, yeah, I mean, like, I like the Toxic Ninja. I thought that was funny. Tfue played sometimes Ninja. It's just nobody's watching a stream. Tfue popped off after... So, like, this is what happened with Tfue. Is that Tfue was, like, growing. Because, like, so Tfue and Cloak got signed by FaZe. And then after they got signed by FaZe, then Tfue got suspended. And he got suspended on Twitch because he said to kill somebody who was the short abbreviation of a raccoon. And Twitch interpreted this as racist, even though Tfue said it was just a term that he referred to different players' skins as, you know, like a skin in Fortnite, by the way. And so it was like, okay, like it's hard to really know what happened. And it's like, okay, whatever, right? But then as soon as that happened, the internet in general took Tfue's side on this. Right, yeah, they in general took Tfue's side on this, and then his comeback stream was popular, and then he just kept popping off more and more and more.
The landscape was shifting underneath Ninja's feet. Other players, streamers, and
really
YouTubers
don't.
were beginning to match his skill level.
Hey, yo, there it is. There fucking is. See, I told you guys. Look at that.
In April 2018, Ninja's peak month on both Twitch and YouTube, we saw players like Tfue uploading 36 kill solo big squad matches, High Distortion was dropping a 30 bomb every second day, and generally speaking, the skill gap that had helped Ninja to stand out in the beginning had well and truly begun to close by mid-2018. As other players were becoming better at the game, there was now significantly more competition for Ninja's channel on Twitch, and in the days of PUBG, he explained that more competition hurt his overall viewership.
Dr. Disrespect, Shroud, Summit, Tim the Tap Man, I have to compete with all these people to just take away a huge pool of people from like when when they're not on, I'm up to like 12, 13, 14K sometimes.
That's big.
In addition to increasing Twitch,
that's just the way Twitch viewership works. There's not a lot of people on Twitch, and Twitch viewership also is like
they're all medium.
What's the word for it? It's like zero sum. Because like on YouTube, for example, you watch one video, then the next video.
No, I just restarted because I with all of the like the 1600s, I guess.
And so that it's not fickle. It's
8 soil dispensers, 8 water dispensers. I figure I'm just gonna restore it.
So it's like you've got everybody competing for the same like 1 or 2 million viewers.
competition from individuals like Tfue, it seemed as though Ninja began to invest less energy into what blew him up in the first place, being a professional gamer, and rather focus more energy on being a branded celebrity.
And that's why he got worse at the game, is because you're thinking about doing all these fucking interviews and shit. You're gonna be busy. You're not like whenever you're doing these interviews, flying around the country talking to celebrities, you're not practicing and grinding the game. And so that's also another big reason why Ninja the
good shit
came in, because you remember Tfue never did any of this shit, really. Tfue just played the fucking game. Like, the main difference that Tfue did from like back in the day to like
I do have to
you know, like whenever he first came
I do have to
out
go
then,
eat soon,
is he started streaming without a shirt on sometimes. Like that was like the biggest, that was like the oh no, now he's not wearing a shirt. That was it.
Get involved in sponsorship deals with big companies.
That's
he started flying around the country doing meetings and interviews.
The last 6 months flying everywhere, doing all these interviews and meetings and meetings.
While he'd upgrade his streaming room to a super expensive top-tier Ninja dojo.
Embroidered, Ninja, chair. This is where I'm going to be controlling all the special cameras in the room. Camera angle 1, camera angle 2, and camera angle 3. For the doggy bowl.
The room looked fantastic, there's no doubt about it, but it felt very commercial and it lacked the relatability.
People want to have the relatability and the commercial aspect. That's what it is. Like, it's just like, yeah, they don't give a shit about like, oh wow, this is some cool event. If people cared about commercial events, they'd be sitting on television watching The View. Like, they don't give a shit about that. They want real shit. The thing is, a lot of people watch streams
let's
because
get the bungalow set up, and then I'm gonna go eat.
They're looking for content that is relatable. Like, relatability is like way more important on Twitch than it is on YouTube, for example. So like that's why having things that are
open the door.
Like, you can have like guys, like there are guys that like they
you know what? I'm gonna
feel
accept
more
these guys
from you if you improve your life. Like if you start dating a girl, like I've had this happen.
Late night.
A lot of my viewers were pissed. They were like, well, you know, he's different now. It's not the same, right? It's crazy, but it's
14,
true. Like it actually is true.
In authenticity that had helped him to grow in the beginning. Now, perhaps Ninja felt as though he needed to take this path of public appearances and material stream improvements in order to continue the growth of his brand. But other streamers like Tfue were certainly proving this to be the opposite. Turner was just this relatable dude living with his dad and brother
we still got
at their
time.
messy
I'm
suburban
gonna go
house in
sell
Florida.
or buy
And then like every once in a while,
pay off my debt.
Shit would come through the window.
Times jump out the window, reveal his backyard full of junk, and continue on playing. Now, obviously, it'd be ridiculous to claim that Tfue or any other creator's rise was directly responsible for Ninja's fall, but it did show that there were other players and streamers who just seemed more focused, relatable, or watchable. Ninja's viewership...
Well, it wasn't really just that. It was that people were watching Fortnite. Fortnite was a competitive game. So whenever people are watching Fortnite, they want to watch somebody who's good at the fucking game. So if you're not the best player, you're not getting a lot of views. You see what I mean? So like there are like certain people are popular because they're popular, but a lot of Ninja's popularity came from being very good at the game. If you're not good at the game, people aren't going to watch you.
Began to dive pretty rapidly in the 6 months after his peak, and in the process, it would also come to the surface that Ninja's extreme level of fame had brought about a further shift in his attitude and public image. As mentioned earlier, when Ninja was a comparatively smaller streamer, he really had nothing to lose when it came to being his authentic, unfiltered self. However, after blowing up, he made the conscious effort to shift his personality into what he thought the audience wanted, as opposed to just being his natural self, specifically, for example, becoming family friendly. Now, it's super understandable as to why Ninja would do this. Obviously,
he also stopped using profanity on his stream. Like, I'm pretty sure he did that. He didn't use profanity on stream because, like, he had a lot of kids watching, and he thought that, like, basically, so here's what happens. If a kid hears profanity, like, he hears the same, like, shit 3 times, it's like Beetlejuice, right? You hear it 3 times, and then the kid drops out of school and starts smoking weed. A lot of people might not know this because, you know, we don't have kids watching, but yeah, it's like Beetlejuice. Say fuck 3 times, kid starts smoking weed, drops out of school. It's too bad.
The fastest route to success is going to be deliver to the audience exactly what they want. However, when it comes to changing your own personality for the audience, you're getting into risky territory because you're starting to lose the authenticity that people followed you for in the beginning. And an authentic personality like what Ninja had in the beginning is not only an advantage, it's a requirement. It's the ability to say, here's what I think. If you don't like it, I don't care. If you then hate me, so be it. Go watch someone else.
I didn't really water much of that part.
What I do. Ninja had become the exact opposite of this. He'd given the audience complete complete and utter control of what he could and couldn't post. Literally, watch this clip where he doesn't even want to shout out his creator code or make a post on Twitter as he didn't want to receive backlash from his audience.
I don't promote my creator code very much because I just get flamed by everybody. I can't tweet.
Well, this is what happened, right? Is that this is one thing that happens to content creators is like you go back, you look at, remember whenever we watched that video of the Island Boys about how they were constantly like responding to people that don't like them? The best way that you can respond to people that don't like you, in my opinion, is to not only say fuck you, but say fuck you and do whatever they don't like you doing even more. Like you ignore them. Yeah, it's not only that, like you do it even more. Right? It's like the best revenge. My mom always told me the best revenge is living well. I said, fuck that. The best revenge is fucking somebody up, right? But like she never got with that. But like it actually is true though. Like she was right. I'm just an asshole. That, like if you go
I'm with you.
Like if to make somebody, nobody wants to feel like they are insignificant. And I think that's what happens whenever you say stuff like that, right? Whenever you do whatever, right? Mom was right. No, she was right. Is that like now one thing that really pisses people off is like people will get mad at me and they'll see like, oh wow, Asmon's doing this or that, and I'm still successful. I'm still chilling. I'm still winning. Every fucking day I'm winning. And it doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter what you do, because if you're complaining about me, you don't fucking matter. And that's it. And the thing is, everybody says, you know what, like that's good. So like the moment that you stop doing that, the moment that you lose that confidence, and I think that really it's internal confidence. That like
I gotta say, I'm getting quite good at the start of the game.
Saying, and that's why you feel like you
You're
have
not
to
right.
address it.
You're not wrong.
You see what I'm saying? And so like whenever you feel like you're just you like you
it's
know
become
what
second
you're doing,
nature.
You're confident in yourself. That's what really people want to see.
9% of things I want to tweet, because like people will just meme it. They make it into a meme. Selfies, make it into a meme. Like, why I just post clips now?
All Ninja was doing was showing everyone how spineless he'd become. No wonder people started to hate him. Yet Ninja seemed
Well, people did hate Ninja, and I think that people hated Ninja for, in my opinion, a stupid reason. They hated Ninja because he acted goofy and did funny stuff on stream. I don't think that's bad at all. I think that's funny. It's entertaining. What the fuck is wrong with that? Like, what's wrong with that? Like, you're just goofing and flailing and having fun, man. Yeah, people hated me. Yeah, the thing is, like, yeah, hate makes you popular quicker than being liked. Ninja was very well liked whenever he first started becoming popular. Yeah, he saw
Where's this guy, man?
People hated him because he was popular as well. Yeah, I think that a lot of people wanted to like try to take you down a peg. You know, like it's that attitude that a lot of people have, crabs in a bucket type thing. And so, yeah, you definitely have that too.
Oblivious to the fact that it was because he'd completely abandoned his authentic personality in exchange for his family-friendly, pretending to be nice garbage that everyone could tell was completely fake.
Yeah. At some point, somehow, it became a cool thing to like dislike me. Everyone hated me.
You done it?
Like it became like a thing to pick on me.
That's the thing is like I always felt bad for Ninja in a way because like people would like meme on him and like say bad shit about him, etc. And it's like it felt like, you know, like people felt like they could do that, they could say that to him because he was like so much more popular. He deserved it. Why do you really think he deserved it though? Like, I mean, why? Because like but like whenever you really break it down, like why did Ninja really deserve it? Did he deserve it because like because he didn't want to use profanity on his stream? Like what who deserves that? Like why? Like that's just weird. Like what like sold his soul? Who doesn't sell their soul for their career? Who doesn't do that?
Jerry,
like, everybody
Jerry,
does that. Like,
Jerry.
It's like everybody. Yeah, it's just like I think people is. It's like people like there's no justification for it. None whatsoever, man. Been shit on for that. Like that's crazy. People don't have empathy for millionaires. That's because they have jealousy instead. That's what it is. I think there's a lot of people that's what I think a lot of it is. And I told you all about this before, right? Whenever I said streamers should never talk about how they feel and like their problems with their audience. You know, like you can talk about something that it's like a big issue that's happened to you before, but like just in general, people will not empathize with you because you have like most people that are watching your stream. Most people that are watching you in general, these are people between the ages of 15 and 30, and especially 15 and 25. And if you are between the ages of 15 and 25, I can almost guarantee you that the biggest problem in your life is money. That is probably it. That was my biggest problem. That was all of my friends' biggest problems. And everybody else doesn't, like let's say you're 42 years old, maybe you're in a position, there's a good chance you're in a better position than you were whenever you were 25, right? And so because of that, those people can't empathize with somebody who has the one thing that that person feels would solve their life. Does that make sense? So like whenever you tell people like, oh, I'm sad, I'm depressed, you know, like I'm not doing, my stream's not doing as well, and it's like suddenly like, well, what do you mean your stream's not doing as well? Like you made like, you know, $10,000 last month. Let's say this is small streamer comparatively to Ninja, right? Let's say make $10,000 in a month. A lot of people would be lucky to make that in 6 months, especially back then, right? And there are like, let's say 3 months to make it a little bit more realistic, right? And so that's the kind of stuff that happens, and like your audience begins to resent you because they feel like you don't appreciate what you have. So my best advice to any content creator at all,
I need to scale up, but I don't have the warehouse yet.
People how you really feel about certain things like that, because not only will they not understand, but they will actively resent you for being in a position that they envy and not appreciating it in a way that they believe that they would appreciate it if they were in that situation. Just don't fucking do it. It's a bad idea. Same thing with athletes. Of course they do, because
it'll be for after dinner.
It's money, because it's money, right? Money exacerbated his ego. Though he talked about how much money he had for no reason. Well, of course, of course, yeah. He's happy. He's got a lot of money. Plenty of people do that. Yeah, yeah, and like that's the thing. That's my point, though, right? Is that people are doing it because they want to bring his ego down. They feel like this person's ego is too big, and so they have some justification in their mind. Wow, this guy's got a really big ego. It's acceptable for me to like pull this ego down because it doesn't align with my worldview. You see what I mean? Like somebody's ego doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. Yeah, it's an ego check. Yeah, but like, why do you need to do an ego check? You know what I think you need to do? I think the people that need to do ego checks are the ones that are doing the ego checks. These are people like, because an actual person that doesn't have an ego doesn't care about it. I don't care if Ninja's bragging about how much money he has. This doesn't matter to me because I'm happy with my own life and I'm not worried about what he's doing. It's just, it comes from a place of insecurity. And it comes from a place of like this, like it's like, you know, main protagonist syndrome. You see what I'm saying? All streamers have a high ego, man. Stop defending him. Okay, so then what? So all streamers have a high ego. So okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Absolutely. But like, why is having having
obviously all streamers have an ego. We're trying to get people to watch us, right? We think we're interesting enough that people will watch us.
That you do that, I think is because you
some
are
of us
the
do, I
one
guess.
who is insecure. That's what I'm really.
I have my days.
And, there's wrong people. You don't want people to be successful. They just
I have my off days too, right?
And I actually think that a lot of these things are.
What was I doing?
As complicated as people might think.
That's
Imagine if you sold out and went PG, would you still have so many fans or more haters? There are people that already said that I've sold out and gone PG because I don't say gamer words on stream because I'll get banned. Like, there's always going to be people that think this. Yeah, so having a high ego justifies their punishment, and so those that envy can't admit it, so they hate streamers. Yes, yeah, they're looking for justifications. He wasn't strong enough to fight back with the haters, and thus he deserves what happens with them.
It's
I don't
kind
really
of
think, like, deserve, like, nobody, this is my opinion, nobody deserves anything in life. There's no causality. This isn't Berserk. There's no God out there. It's trying to determine, like, you deserve anything. Oh, I deserve this. You deserve this. You don't deserve anything. Shut up. I hate that. Ugh. I deserve this. No, you don't. You don't deserve anything. You only deserve what you have. You deserve what you can protect, what you can own, what you can keep.
Complaining now felt as though it was coming from a position of entitlement, like he was owed respect from the audience.
Bro, like, I bet y'all fucking hate this because I keep pausing. Like, this stream sniping thing, I literally made a joke about this shit yesterday. I made a joke about this shit yesterday. Like, he immediately reported somebody for stream sniping. Immediately. That shit was fucking funny, man. I love that. Like, I was the best. Oops, oh, yeah, there it is. Stream sniping. And this was the first time, by the way. So the only other time that this has happened is whenever, oh, bro, do y'all remember Grims in PUBG? And they added a horn to the cars. And people kept driving around school honking the fucking horn. And Grims was going ballistic. It was so funny, and everybody fucking hated him for it. They absolutely fucking hated him for it.
Bad timing. I'm
And,
literally just
it
about
was
to go off for an hour or
so,
two for dinner.
So dumb. And it was sniping them. No,
But then we're
can't find
back,
the
and we'll
words.
play way
It's
more,
like, stream
right?
sniping is pussy bitch behavior, right? Whether you agree that somebody should get in trouble for it or not, I think we can all agree it's pussy bitch behavior. Like that's.
I might get
Brother
Inzo, I don't
syndrome
know, if I can pick it up cheap somewhere,
Little
maybe.
brother, player
Kinda broke.
2, playing Xbox,
I really need a
throwing
job.
grenade where you're standing. Yeah, it's definitely pussy bitch.
Need to send out more applications. It's
With
like,
respect from his audience,
it's not
and
going
that it
well.
was unfair that he had received so much hate. But criticism
In sending
from
the
audience
applications,
is
I mean.
the price of admission when you decide to become a streamer. And the fact that he continued to complain about being hated just meant he became more and more hated. People
Exactly. The best way to deal with hate is to say, fuck you, I'm gonna do it even more. Fuck you, I'm gonna do it even more. Nope.
looked for specific things to call him out on because
I'm
they
a-
knew they'd get a reaction.
I think
Going
I'm just
back to the
gonna-
example of Tfue, you could
Yeah,
tell that
right, I
he didn't
gotta
even
sell
care
myself.
about the criticism, and therefore
I
he
need to
received
unlock the
substantially less criticism in
fucking
the first place.
bots,
Now,
man. I
Tfue
don't want to
wasn't
buy the
perfect
shit
either.
one.
He always had something to complain about within Fortnite, but it wasn't in
That's
the
why I like watching him. That shit was fucking funny.
same
That was a good
crybaby
shot.
way, acting as if the whole world was always against him for some reason. However, for Ninja, the
Well,
problem
it's like Ninja would feel like the world is against him. Like it makes sense because like he's the most popular streamer at this point, and like everybody's talking about him trying to like, because this is just what happens, right? It's the same thing again I said with the Island Boys, right?
In
Is
real
that
life?
a lot of people go out of their way to like minimize your accomplishments
What's a
and say like,
cartoon?
oh, what you did doesn't matter as much because of this or that or whatever. That's the kind of stuff that always fucking happens. And it's like, it's always people say this shit to me. They say this shit to like every popular streamer, especially if it's a girl. Like girls get it way worse. And the fact is that a lot of these things that happen, like of course it gets in your head, man. Of course it fucking gets in your head.
wasn't only increasing competition from better or equally skilled players with more likable personalities, the amount of people watching Fortnite was also beginning to decline. In the year after Ninja had hit his peak, Twitch's average daily Fortnite viewership dropped by 30 to 40%. Fortnite's Google Trend Graph followed a similar pattern. People were searching for the game less and less every single month. Videos discussing the potential death of Fortnite were going viral, and hating the game for whatever reason
Oh,
became
okay,
a
yeah.
trendy thing to do.
One of
With
those
Ninja's
field
popularity
bids.
being directly tied to Fortnite's popularity, if the game were to die, Ninja was
Bro, I remember I watched this with Izzy. I watched this with Izzy. I was there. It was New Year's. Bro, and like, this is the thing, right? Is even Ninja memes about this. About the Pon Pon, right? Even Ninja memes about it. And like, that's fuck.
Okay. I'm gonna go eat dinner. I'll be back hour or two. Then we shall continue. That's looking nice. I'm gonna cram that way fuller than what it looked like though. That was a rookie operation, dude. Oh my god, there's barely stuff there. Anyway, be back 2 hours at the most. Oh, 2 hours 20 minutes. I'll be back. See you then. Peace. Have a good one.